You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Yeah, it is. It is time. Let's go on a Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Coming off a Jags win on Sunday, a fun Monday as well. We'll get to Cam Little, who we had on Jags Report Live, and he will, or he did join us. We had a good crowd last night. You know what I call last night's crowd at Jags Report Live at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach? I call it a 3-1 crowd. That's what I call it. And that was fun. Nothing better than a juiced up crowd for a live show. My favorite thing I do in the business, I think. How about that, Hamby? Favorite thing.
Really?
Yep. Favorite thing I probably have ever done in this industry is like 2017 when the place was rocking. What we got the camera looks like my eyes these days. What do you think of the new shades?
Shady Rays?
No, they're not Shady Rays. The hell's up with the camera, Hamby? I mean, I go on the road yesterday, the whole thing's effed up. I come back in here, the whole thing's effed up. We're 3-1 around here. Let's get this thing right. Not your fault, Hamby. It's the freaking camera now that's going out. I mean, I even got here early today, Hamby. We could have done this. Eesh.
It was good.
Yeah, what happened? What did I do? I hit the table hard or something?
Something.
That's usually what I get nervous with Austen. Like pounding the table, the whole thing's shaking.
Did you play golf yesterday or what?
I did play a little golf.
How bad?
I really did not. It wasn't good. It was not good. It's like, I didn't. Chris Reimer, who's awesome, he invited us to play and he wanted us to play, and we appreciate that, by the way. I mean, Tim McQuana's, for my money, might be the best course in Jacksonville, and for great event. So loved being out there. Of course, it was raining while we were out there and all that, like in the show. But I'm like, dude, we're getting back late. We got Jags Sport Live. Like Mondays are Mondays. But I was like, all right, we'll try it. So it's weird to say, like, I feel like I sacrificed some things to actually play golf yesterday. Because that sounds awful. Like, hey, dude, you got to play golf. Stop. I'm not complaining. It was really good. And almost like by the end of it, I'm like, glad I did this today.
Okay.
You know? Because there's been a lot going on for the last 2 months. But it's really hard to, like, get in the mode of it. And so just for the record, like, I didn't bring golf shoes. I didn't bring, like, my golf glove. I was like, I don't think I have golf balls.
Oh, my gosh.
I did actually have a few golf balls, but I'm like, if I lose 3 or 4, I'm going to have to borrow. And I'm already joining the guys late out there because of the show, because it started at noon. And
so you joined on what hole?
I joined on, like, their 4th hole.
Okay.
And we're playing with John Senden. He's a pro playing in the tournament. And so, like, you're already like, man, I haven't played a lot. I'm not playing great golf now. I can, in those formats, I can do okay and help out a little bit. But I have no idea where the ball's going. And I'm all out of sorts because I got nothing that I usually have when I play golf anyway. I'm as far from locked in to play golf as you can get. Let's just say that. And, but then, like, when you play these things, they want to play well, and you don't want to embarrass yourself.
Right.
But I am kind of, like, over the embarrassing myself part. Like, I don't really care anymore. I used to be like, oh, what are they going to think? Nah, I really don't care. But, I did not hit it good. But I will say this. I made a putt on my 3rd hole, I think it was, that I played from about 25 feet to help the group.
Huge.
With a birdie. I'm like, okay, that's my contribution for the day. But then again, like I don't know, whatever hole later, I actually hit a pretty good iron shot because I didn't know where that was going. And then from 25 feet, made a birdie on, like, my own ball, which actually got a shot for it too. So I actually, on a par 4, made a 2 for us. So, like, that was big. But then there were just some other moments where, like, because I got like 8 shots based on my handicap. And so you really want to do well on those holes. I was like, well, there's a reason why they give you shots on those holes, you know? The best thing about playing in a pro-am with like a pro, and this guy, John, was really cool because I hit a shot early on, and he's like, hey, you got to get a little longer in this shot, like a longer swing. I'm like, I've never had anybody say that. It's a tricky bunker shot, like carries a bunch of sand, which I think is the hardest shot for an amateur. I think it's what makes TPC Sawgrass so hard, is that you get a lot of those long carried bunker shots. And I, as a whatever golfer, I don't know how to hit that shot. Like, you actually stand over it, you're like, I really don't know what to do here. And so he said, like, hey, you got to get long. So I tried it again because I had duffed it, basically. So I had another similar shot, and it worked. I hit it for like 8 feet. I was like, oh, love it. I'm a fast learner. He's a good coach. And so I actually started doing that a lot during the day. So now I might as well just be on the range all day. I'm practicing. I'm playing because I'm literally just trying this new little thing the whole time. Not the place to do it, but I committed to the bit and was doing it. So anyway, I don't think anybody else wants to hear about my golf game, but it was fun. Constellation Furyk and Friends coming up this weekend. Listen, I will tell you this: if you like just a local event, and obviously Furyks are awesome. The people that put together the event, great. Appreciate Adam Renfro for coming on, Chris Reimer, and everyone for what they do for the event. So, and they raise a ton of money for charity. It's just a cool venue. And it's a cool setting, and I keep saying that, but if you want to watch football, they've got big screen TVs, great setup. So you can actually like walk around, get you walking in, enjoy the day, see a little golf. John Daly's out there, golfers like that, and then also watch football. So they build it up, and there's plenty of music. Check it out. And I think pretty affordable to get out there this weekend too. So Constellation Furyk and Friends this week at Timuquana Country Club. Check it out online. We'll continue to tell you about it all week. Hey, we got big Monday Night Football game coming up this Monday, of course, against the Kansas City Chiefs. How good are the Chiefs right now, Hamby?
Well, I mean, they weren't looking very good until last week. You know, they kind of took the Ravens behind the woodshed, and I didn't watch that particular game because it was on, I believe that was a 4:25 kick, right? Same time as the Jags were playing.
I think it was, yeah.
So I don't know how much Lamar played. I know he was out for a portion of that game, but Patrick Mahomes threw 3 touchdowns and I think ran for another one. So it almost looked a little Pat Mahomes of old, at least from the box score, at least.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. So that Ravens defense sucks.
Well, that's true.
Like, and they're banged up, but they stink.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a real thing. They gave up 41 to Buffalo, which are, you're like, okay, but it was late. Then they just gave up 37 to let's just say the Kansas City team has not been putting up that kind of stuff.
Right.
And they gave up something else big, didn't they? Like 38 or something?
When the Cowboys, was it? No, they gave up 38 to the Lions.
To the Lions, yeah. Again, those are pretty good teams, but that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points to be given up. So it'll be interesting. Has Kansas City found themselves a little bit on offense, or do the Jags continue to kind of make them who they are because Baltimore is just not that good? We'll see. Big test, though, obviously, for this defense. Can they do it again? I think it's really wild right now, and this is what happens when you haven't been very good. But we're all waiting in Jacksonville. And even Liam Coen suggested it yesterday. Like, okay, when are you going to not get 4 turnovers? And I thought it would be last week, as we referenced yesterday on the show. I think it's a hard thing to do. But I also think you can still get 1 or 2 turnovers that end up changing the game. You can get big stops, and you can be a sound defense. You can protect against the run. You can make good tackles. See, I think that's what's lost in all this. The Jags are doing a pretty good job against the run right now. I don't know what the numbers are. I haven't really looked that one up. But I think their tackling has been good. I think their time and space and where they are has been good. I think they don't look lost on defense. And I think that's why, in many parts, they're getting these turnovers, because they are in the right place at the right time. They've also got a lot of people around the ball, and you're not seeing a ton of explosive plays. Now, there were a couple of things that were like, what are we doing? Early in that first play of the game for San Francisco, it looked like they took somebody off the Jags sideline and there was nobody within 25 yards of use check.
Yep.
And then on a third down, McCaffrey, same thing. Like, how do you lose sight of 23? And he was up there, too. It's like, I don't know if it was the same play or what, but for some reason, the Jags forgot about him. And that went for a pretty big chunk. And that one drive, they chunked it down the field. Some of that was a nice catch, I think, one of those. But overall, I think the Jags defense is doing a really good job not giving up explosives, tackling and stopping the run, and getting pressure from different areas of their football team. And so I know everybody's talking about the turnovers, rightfully so. But I think the defense is more to that. Now, I'll also say I don't think this is a defense that's going to give up 200 yards a game. I think they're going to give up some stuff, right? They're not, in that sense, they're not the 2017 Jags, I don't think.
Yeah.
From hey, we're going to shut your passing game completely down.
And that's what we saw against the Bengals. And Browning had success, and look what he's done in the last couple games. They're going to give it, like you said, they're going to give stuff up. There's going to be big chunk plays at times. They're going to give up some third downs. But so far, they've relied on stopping the run for the most part and getting the turnovers. So I think I just really curious what they're going to look like without the turnovers. Because they've been not broke, which has been great, and especially the first two drives against San Francisco, allowing some chunk plays, allowing some third down conversions, but getting stiff in the red zone. So that'll probably be a big key against the Chiefs, who are kind of relying on some chunk plays, but they haven't ran it great all year.
Let's say this, all right, in this game, and I agree with Liam Coen. He says he pretty much told me this after the game. He's like, we should have scored 40, and then he said it yesterday in his news conference. He's like, we should have scored 40. Like, he was kind of perturbed, if you will, about that. It's a new word here on the Brent and Austen show.
Baby.
But let's just take San Fran and say, okay, they didn't get the 4 turnovers. And let's just say what I do like about this defense is they turned them over on downs. They also held to a field goal on 2 possessions inside the 20-yard line. So let's take those 4 turnovers and say, hey, you know what? They go down, they punt one of those times, they score 3 other times, and 2 field goals and a touchdown. That's 13 points. Now you got
34.
You got 34 points. Like, so that is a pretty. Now you're like, okay, that's not so good, right? 34 points isn't great. So you got to do better than that. And then the Jags do feel, by the way, like they should have scored more than they scored. But it would have been that kind of game. You probably lose the game. Now, if you hold on to field goals, now you're talking about 30 points. Same thing. So the bottom line is, I'm not sure the turnovers. You have to come up with all of them, but you do have to force them off the field. And I do think that's one thing. I got to look up this number too, Hamby. If you look at the one stat that doesn't add up to what the Jaguars have actually done from a numbers standpoint, turnovers, points per game, those are great. I think third down conversions, not so great.
Right.
They're not getting off the field at a very high rate. They did against Houston, but Houston's offense just was brutal. 4 for 15. I think they were in that game, if I remember correctly. But I do think the other games, the third down conversions, probably something if you want to look inside the Jags' numbers. Mm-hmm. That's one area where they're not doing as well as they could.
I mean, last against San Francisco, 49ers were 8 of 13. Not a great clip.
That usually wins you games. 8 of 13 on offense usually. And by the way, the Jags offensively
was 4 of 14.
Not good on third down.
Right.
So let's again, why are we looking at it like this? Just enjoy it. They're 3-1. But I do think, what's the underbelly of it? Very interesting in 2023. And this was, to me, I think of Evan Ingram. And I can picture the soundbite. There were just some sound bites over the last few years where I just can remember where we are, and I remember them so vividly. One was Christian Kirk in Kansas City after they lost that game, and they played pretty well against Kansas City overall, had a chance, and they went to 3-7. They were going into the bye week, and he's like, hey, we still believe. They're like, yeah, all right, whatever. Still believe at 3-7. And what did they do? They went on a run, and they got a little fortunate as well, and they ended up going. 23, there were multiple times in the 5-game, remember the 5-game win streak in October, where the Jags jump out eventually to an 8-3 record to set up the Monday Nighter in early December. There are multiple times in that run where I remember Evan Ingram being like, we can't get away. We're not going to get away with doing this. We can't do this. We're not going to get away with it. Like they had turnovers. Even I think that year was the Buffalo game in London, and they turned it over twice, like on the Buffalo side. They won the game, and they should have won it by 20, maybe 25, whatever it was. They turned the ball over like twice down in Buffalo's end. And so he was concerned about some of that stuff, and he stayed. It's like, hey, we're winning, but we got to be better here. We got to be better here. Well, guess what? They ended up flopping down the stretch. So I guess that's what we're a little bit keeping our eye on. We're saying, hey, this passing offense is clunky. They're going to fix it. I have confidence they're going to fix it because I think it's going to get better as you go. And we're going to have some more evidence of that from Liam Coen yesterday, where I think this is where this guy can be really good too. And I think he thinks in real time. And I'll get to that part in a bit. But the passing offense has to be better. The Jags are not going to continue to win games. I think we can all agree on that. I think everybody's talking Brian Thomas Jr., some of the inconsistencies of Trevor, and the lack of real production from Travis Hunter, and the Jags are still 3-1 is like, wow, that's pretty good. We didn't anticipate that. So can they get those three going a little bit? And then the overall operation with the penalties, well, now you could raise the level of your play, and then you make up for some stuff. I think we all see that. But what else are we missing? Well, is this offensive line going to continue to play at this rate? Well, they kind of are who they are right now, and they've pass protected overall pretty well in Jacksonville for the last few years. Mm-hmm. It's been the running game that people wondered about, and it looks like that mentality has changed. Is ETN going to run like this? Well, there's evidence that. We have evidence for a couple of years of it, and he's doing it right now. Defensively, I think I lean on the tackling right now looks good. I think they've got good players that know the scheme. It's flying around. We don't think they can rely on this many turnovers. That would be a little fool's gold. And then I would also say, what's that other underbelly? That third down stuff is like, okay, well, wait a minute now. You've got to be able to get off the field. That's a number that you're getting away with. So I think the Jags are pretty good. Because I think good teams win when you still have stuff to fix. So I give them a hat tip for where they're at. This is nothing to take away from the Jags. This is not to say they're lucky to be 3-1. But the way the NFL works, you also have to say, okay, what could be coming around the corner? And what are they not doing well outside of injuries because you can't see what's coming around the corner? And I think, to my mind, goes to a couple of the passing game, the penalties, and maybe that third down defense, because the turnovers are making up for some of that 8 for 13 right now. And also getting off the field on big plays, making up for a little bit of that. Can you do that all year? I think you got to be better for the day that you don't get 3 or 4 turnovers. You got to now make that 4 for 13 on third downs, and you punted it away 3 or 4 times instead, and you got the football back. Right? That's it. So, again, these are all game-within-a-game things, but it's okay to keep it realistic, while also saying, hey, 3-1's pretty damn good. And that's what's fun about this right now. And I kind of joked with a bunch of people the last couple of days. I said, man, this is gold right now here in Jacksonville. I've been here since 2008, and you don't get gold very often with the Jaguars. We've got a 3-1 football team in Jacksonville that's winning, and the storylines are plentiful. The quarterback and the passing game is always a talking point and will always be a talking point, good or bad. You got Liam Coen and Robert Saleh. I mean, we got storylines all the time right now, and you've got 3-1. And that's the most important part of it. So, I think there are a lot of people in Jacksonville that are first of all, really excited and should be. This is cool. I think there are also a lot of people who are like, all right, when's the dam break on some of this? Because we have so much scar tissue built up. Mm-hmm. And I would suggest this as a sunshine and rainbows guy too, because I think we don't ask this question along with those negative, okay, what if questions. Well, what if the quarterback that we've seen play really well at times, and this passing game that can really be electric with Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter starts to click? Like, what if that part happens? How good can the Jags be? Their defense, I think, is pretty darn good, even if they're not getting 4 turnovers. I told you that. They have way better players than what they were last year. I think they are pretty good defense, even without the turnovers. So they'll keep you in games and make some plays. The running game, I think, is now legit. They're a physical football team. That's not a facade. Well, what if the quarterback plays to the level that he did on the drive of 93 yards, 94 yards? What if he plays to the level that we've seen him at times? Everybody's talking about how bad he is and inconsistent he is at times. Well, I'm not sure he's bad. I just think we want to see the good stuff. And if we get that in the passing game, now you start talking about a football team that's really tough to beat the way they're playing. And we also could actually see an increase in special teams a bit, too. Like, that hasn't been a lights-out unit.
Yeah.
Now, again, they got a big punt return touchdown. That helped.
Well, it ended up being the difference in the game.
Yeah, so my point is there's stuff out there still to get, and I'm curious about the second half. So you can ask it both ways. Are some of these things going to level out, and is that going to cost you ball games? Or are some of these things, while they're leveling out, also going to elevate? And if that happens, do they either offset each other and you've got still a good football team that's winning games, or you can even take it another level? And I really think that level does exist because I'm a Trevor believer. I'm a Brian Thomas Jr. believer. I'm a Travis Hunter believer. I'm also a new offense realist that you can practice it all you want, but until the bullets start flying, you really don't know what it's going to be. And it should get better. It should naturally get better, this offense, from a passing standpoint, just because of what coaches would call time on task, in real games. So that's pretty cool when you're 3-1 and you can say all those things.
Absolutely. My thing is I just don't know if we're really count on the offense getting that much better this year. I continue to say I think this is a long game thing. And I agree, it's going to get better at some point. Travis Hunter will be more comfortable in the offense. They'll get all the procedure things figured out. Everybody on the offense, weapons, running backs, and Trevor will be more cohesive. It'll be a smoother operation at some point this year. But how smooth can it be? And I have hesitations in the passing game, obviously, specifically, that it could ever get really to what it could be in a year or two. I just don't think necessarily we'll see that from more than a one-game sample. So if the defense does start forcing all these turnovers, say this week, they force none against the Chiefs, how much confidence do you have that the Jags offense could win the game?
Yeah, I think it's a little pie in the sky that they would win the game if they don't get turnover. I think, though, you could also say, realistically, you better get 1 or 2 turnovers against Kansas City if you're going to beat them anyway. You're not in their class.
Right.
I mean, you're just not in their class. Let's be honest, right? Even the Ravens at 1-3, if you went in to play the Ravens right now and you play the Bills and you play the Chiefs, you're not in their echelon like you haven't been. And that doesn't mean you're not better than them right now or on paper or whatever. I'm just talking about the whole thing. That's what made the San Francisco win kind of cool, is because that team wins games and you don't.
Yeah.
That's part of it. That's just the real part of it. So what's the biggest worry about Kansas City coming in here Monday night? That they just win games.
Yeah,
like what? They just win games.
They don't make a lot of mistakes.
So, yeah, I think you need that anyway, is my point, Hamby. I think you're going to need against those teams a little bit of a helper here or there. You got to go get something. So I don't think you just match up and go, even though I would say this, and I said this all weekend to people, the West Coast and the idea of San Francisco concern me. The football roster doesn't concern me. Mm-hmm. I think the Jags on paper are better than the Niners with all their injuries. I got to look a little closer at Kansas City as we get closer to this game if I feel the same way. I don't know if I feel that way because I think that defense is good and always keeps them in games. And so, but I think you're playing a little bit of an aura as well, is the point.
Mahomes has only turned the football over one time this year.
Mahomes has?
Yeah, one
Once.
pick, and they just got Xavier Worthy back. He made an immediate impact on their against the Ravens. 5 catches for 80-some yards, leading receiver. I think that glad they don't have Rice still, for sure. So that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
So you really got to worry about Worthy, and I mean you don't have to worry about Kelsey. I don't think anymore. Making an explosive play, you got to worry about him in the red zone. 10, 15 and in. You don't have to worry about Kelsey breaking a 35-yarder and breaking 3 tackles on you really anymore. Especially with the way that the Jags are tackling. You let him catch his underneath balls for 5-6 yards. Hopefully he doesn't do it on 3rd down. And we're good.
He's got 2 giraffes fighting behind him. What's he talking about? What do you got on this TV screen up there?
I don't know what. Oh, there's a lion. Or
what station is that? Is that like My TV Jax that we have up there?
I guess so.
That's funny. I do want to get the comments today in the chat from yesterday and today. So hopefully, I say that all the time and then I never get to them. So hopefully we'll get to a little bit more today. But anyway, listen, it'll be a fun game. We'll break it down throughout the week. There's a lot to get to, but it's also like there's one other part of this, one more quick thought. It doesn't feel like the Jags have to win this. Like there's something. What's that?
That sucks.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you don't feel like they have to win it. I feel like they have to win one of the next 2.
Of course. But I want them to, it would be nice if they had to win this one. It would just add to. No, it's a luxury. It's a luxury. It's a nice place to be in. Obviously, you'd rather be 3-1 going into the game than 2-2 and 1-3.
Yeah, your house money.
Yeah, but.
Oh, well, again, listen, you want to win every time you're out there. I mean, Jags would love to go 16-1. I'm trying to be realistic here.
I get it.
The idea is, to me, it's like stay ahead of the chains type of stuff. If you can stay ahead of being 2-3 and 3-4, it really puts you in a great spot for the rest of the year. And stay away from any kind of slide. If you look at where there could be a slide in the schedule, this right here is it.
Right.
You're banged up a little bit. You're playing really good pedigree teams that know how to win. And you just got by San Fran. That avoided one. Kansas City, Seattle, and then obviously the Rams. Jags are, a 3-point underdog in this one at home on Monday Night Football?
Yeah, it started at 2.5. Now it's 3.5.
They're going to be an underdog against the Rams in London.
Yep.
I think they'll be like a pick-em maybe favorite against Seattle.
I agree.
But, again, that's just being real. These next 3 games are real hard
to
win. And that's why the best thing that could happen on Monday night is to obviously win, but to get that offense really clicking and match the Chiefs of all teams, right? Like, and to be able to beat the Chiefs in that would be great.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably even going to be an even it's probably going to be even at the Raiders. Like, after the Rams, your 4th game of this stretch, probably going to be even.
Yeah, probably. But again, I like my chances in that one more than the others.
Of course. But
coming off a bye as well. But yeah, it's a road trip. It'll be a tough stretch. Listen, there's nothing easy in the NFL, as we know. I mean, right now we should say Cincinnati. How the hell did you lose that game? That's what everybody's saying. How the hell did you lose that game? And you might have a point. I'll give you some thoughts on that. I have too in just a bit. 2 things. Andy Craig, Mahomes has 7 touchdowns. That number is inflated by getting 4 against Baltimore. You're right. They've been slow on offense. Baltimore's defense not good. I don't know which one it is. Is Mahomes and are the Mahomes-led Chiefs finding their offense now? Or is that a one-off? The fun, I think it was William Torres who said, I like the chances, I think, with Lloyd and against Kelsey. Like, stop the car. Go put that in a quote.
Right.
You what?
What a 180.
Wow. And by the way, I'm not telling you that I don't, but somebody snapshot that. And that gives you a little bit of, look at the way this guy's playing. Gets into yes. So we never really asked the question on the show. We kind of asked on social media. But, like, who is the best defensive player right now for the Jags? And Devin Lloyd is in the mix. I was at Jags Report Live last night, and we mentioned a Devin Lloyd highlight when it was picks. The place went nuts. It was so weird to my ears. Like, I didn't expect that. And sometimes the crowd will go kind of crazy when you get a good. Right now, this place absolutely loves Devin Lloyd, which is really cool. And I love it for him, man. I think it's so cool. I really like that guy, and I'm excited to see this edition of Devin Lloyd because I think it was. I felt like it was in him. And right now, he's just playing so well. Now, can he continue it is going to be the big question. All right, let's kind of stay on time. Not really, but let's take a break. We come back. I want to get into, don't let me forget that, Hamby, because I do want to talk a little bit more about Lloyd and specifically ETN. Those two guys. That's worth noting. Also want to talk about some of the stuff that Liam Coen said yesterday about Trevor Lawrence. And he got animated also in the news conference again. It was another 20-minute spectacular from Liam Coen. We got Travon Walker injury update. Everybody keeps asking me about it. We know what you probably know too. And we haven't heard anything yet. They're pretty quiet on that front. More on the Jaguars offense. Got to pick it up. Travis Hunter's impact. That interview all of a sudden is starting to go viral, and I don't really know why. Nashville. Ooh, the Titans stink, man. The Titans stink. We got baseball playoffs starting at 1 o'clock.
Let's go.
Cam Little, man, we have a lot of fun with him. He was wearing that miss a little bit. I could tell last night, but I'm going to also get the explanation on the wind. I thought it was pretty cool what Cam Little said, and I'll tell you why. We got a lot to get to. We're going to have some fun today on a Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between. Juggling my show, Jag Social, to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers. And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With gutter helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With gutter helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
How about this from the Jaguars? This is kind of cool. I like this. I don't know if anybody else will, but Carter Bradley has been signed to the Jags practice squad. Of course, he was in the San Francisco camp, but he's not on their roster. Seth Hennigan released from the practice squad for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Carter Bradley gets an opportunity back where he played high school ball.
Let's go, baby. Prov alum.
Were you there with Carter?
Yeah, he was great above me.
Okay.
Yeah, we had him and Will Mallory on the same team and won 3 games.
Yeah, that's
high school football.
Great.
And
yeah.
Beck was the backup.
Beck was the backup at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gus Bradley's son, Carter. Now I feel like we've known him for a really long time. And I don't really know Carter great. Obviously, we know Gus real well. And so that's pretty cool. And by the way, Carter has done a great job. I mean, if you go, he went from Providence, and he was like okay at Providence. He wasn't unbelievable. He got a shot, I think, up in Toledo.
Yep.
Then South Alabama, I want to say.
Yep.
And then he ended up somewhere else, and I can't really remember where that is. But I feel like now he's been floating around. He's with the Raiders and some other folks. So good for him. Gets a chance here. And Delphonic was a big Seth Hennigan fan. So I thought Hennigan was pretty good, too. I don't know. I don't get the nature of this move, to be honest. I don't really know what it is. But they obviously made the move today. So good for Carter Bradley. Not so good for Seth Hennigan. And that's the way it goes sometimes in the NFL. Travon Walker injury, getting a lot of questions about it. Again, see a specialist is the thought there. And it sounds like, again, here we go with the sounds like interview, but sounds like idea on the injuries, which can be debatable to get into or not. I don't love a lot of speculation, but we're kind of right about the Ami Brown. Now, he tried to give it a go on Sunday, didn't get there, which makes you think he'll probably be back on Monday night. He gets the extra day as well, so That's probably going to be some good news on De'Ami Brown, I would suspect. I don't know how I feel about Travon. I felt like that Travon not coming back into the game, it was a significant injury. These guys play hurt. He's a tough dude. So there was something, obviously, enough to keep that wrist from getting him back in and giving it a whirl, which then, okay, what does that mean? That's like more than like a strained wrist, it feels like. That feels like something's really up with the wrist. Like, again, we don't know. So then he's going to see a specialist about the wrist. So what does that mean? And how did that go yesterday? We still don't know. I don't even know if we'll know on Wednesday. I think we got to keep an eye on the bad news part of that, which would be, could he go on IR? Doesn't sound like he's going to be gone for the year, for most people think, but could he go on IR? That could be a 4-game thing. If he doesn't do that, then there's obviously a lot of hope that he can play with maybe a cast of some kind or something else that can still make it happen. Or do they keep him out for this Monday nighter because it's better to do that initially, get a couple of weeks? If you really want to start projecting, if it's serious enough that you want to have him for the long run, do you not play him the next few weeks, have a bye week on top of that, and then he's good to go the rest of the year? So there's a lot of different things, and I don't know. I'm just telling you right now, I don't know. This isn't me hinting around at anything. I'm just thinking like you're trying to think and say, what is this? Because it's significant. He is a dominant player right now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're having a conversation going into the week last week. Who's more dominant right now, Travon Walker or Josh Hines-Allen? That's how good he's playing. And we haven't seen this from Travon Walker. He hasn't missed. He's been very healthy. That's part of actually, like, if you want the whole debate with Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson has been more productive, but he's also been banged up, obviously, with the knee. Didn't he get banged up again on Sunday? I think there was a scare, another injury scare for him. I don't know how it shook out.
I didn't see that. I thought he made forced a fumble.
Did he? But the durability of Travon has been a notch in his belt to be able to stay healthy. And we have wondered quietly and silently, really, what happens if one of these guys go out because they're that good. And the drop-off is pretty large. But I will say the Jags are way more equipped this year than last year, right, to handle it.
Absolutely. I mean, you have Ogba, you have Smoot. You can even throw Gardeck in there, especially on first and second down. He's been playing like an animal, especially on.
Well, he's starting to be a cult hero around here, isn't he?
I know, especially on the run. He's been huge in the run. I don't know if we've seen exactly what we've hoped from Ogba yet, just as far as when he's in.
I don't think we have, really.
Yeah. So I think we could say that. So potential opportunity, spotlight going to be on him here, and you need something. You need some kind of, we got to be able to still hit the quarterback, especially Mahomes, who's going to be trying to escape and create and all of those things. So this would definitely be a game that you would love to have Travon on the field, but at least you feel a lot more equipped to handle this than you do last year.
Yeah, I feel a lot better about it. I mean, I like Smoot, right? And what Armstead's doing is he's starting to play a little bit better. It feels like he's coming into his own, I think, all across the line. And then you mentioned Gardeck, which I think is a nice one there, too, with Smoot. And then I'll tell you what, they do like both these guys. They like B.J. Green and Strigow and what they could potentially bring. Now, I don't think it'll be a lot of reps,
right?
But they could potentially bring them. So something to keep an eye on. We can't really predict what it's going to be yet. But I think we have to prepare a little bit for what the worst would be, when the worst, at least what we feel like, would be a few games rather than a whole season. So if that's the worst, can the Jags survive that? I think it's a curiosity. Hey, I've counted so far. Delphonic. I wish I had said that. Delphonic, actually. Just move Armstead to the edge.
Please.
I'm kind of disappointed at myself that I didn't say that. That would have been good.
Austen would have.
Yeah, that would have been good to say. But, we're up about 20 million views on that Saleh and Coen exchange.
Yeah, because it was on McAfee yesterday. So that pumped it.
Yeah, I don't think I've even counted them all. But I tried to count, like, the big places and got to, like, 18 to 20 million, something like that. I mean, stopped counting. Then I'm sure I didn't see. This was like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Most of it's on Twitter.
Yeah.
But that's pretty crazy.
25 mil probably.
Yeah, that's got to be an all-timer for us, obviously.
No doubt.
You know what I come back and thinking?
And second place is Mahomes.
Yeah.
Lowers.
Yesterday I discussed, like, okay, well, what's in it for us, right? And, like, you're not getting paid any extra. Sorry, Marcel Robinson, nice shot. And the branding isn't bad. Maybe we get more followers out of it. Yay. But what strikes me about the whole thing is sometimes I get reminded of the world we're in, and damn, is the NFL so powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL is so big that at a moment like that just goes absolutely absurd in the crazy world of social media. And everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody's going to talk about it. And it's just a reminder of that. And we see it every week. I mean, you're tweeting stuff out from our post-game show.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, last week, more than like 5 million views on some of the things that you tweeted. So it's just amazing how big the NFL is. And sometimes we get reminded of just how big it is. And I think that was another moment for me. It's like, man, the hours after the game, everybody's talking, everybody's finding, everybody's trying to search stuff. And then for another 24 hours. And now I would assume by today, it'll pretty much stop.
Right.
But what an engine. And I think I haven't really talked to Liam Coen about this yet. And maybe it'll be an off season when I do. But I think even for a guy like that, look what we do, right? We have a lot of fun talking. We're not talking to millions of people. And so if we say something stupid, which we do, like millions of people aren't like crushing us for it. Stephen A. Smith now talking to millions of people, and anything he says gets, one way or another.
Right.
But I mean, bad word choice for us happens. Bad word choice for us doesn't go viral. Bad word choice for Stephen A. Smith, I guess that's why he's getting paid $20 million or whatever it is.
Right. Bad word choice for Jerry Jones.
That's right. But my point in that is Stephen A. Smith signed up for that. They know that. Like, he helped build that because he almost wants that. Liam Coen didn't ask for that. Liam Coen doesn't sign up for that. Travis Hunter, I don't think, really signs up for that. Trevor Lawrence doesn't sign up for that. So I think it's just a fascinating part of the world that you take a guy like Liam Coen, who 2 years ago nobody, quite frankly, knew.
Right.
Nobody knew him. He's like a rising star under the surface.
And he was
right?
at Kentucky.
He was at Kentucky. He's in L.A., but it's McVay. It's all these other guys. Last year, people start to know, but come on, man. It's Baker Mayfield's show. It's Mike Evans' show. It's all these guys. Now, people know him, and now, like, everybody knows him.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit crazy to me, and I wonder to him. And when I talked to him after the game a little bit on Sunday, he didn't know this thing was going crazy. He just kind of chuckled a little bit about it, and I was like, it's all over the place. And he's like, yeah, I figured. Like one of those. But so he doesn't pay attention to it. But it just goes to show you why, first of all, PR department is really important. Take Doug, for example, of some of the times last year and how he handles situations. It also shows you why a lot of these guys maybe do shy away from saying what they really feel because it can go crazy. But it's also why we really appreciate the guys that do express it and answer questions and say stuff and let us all in and aren't afraid to. And right now, that's where we are with Liam Coen, which is really cool. Does that change down the road now that he's in this spotlight that even he probably doesn't even know he's in? Like, I genuinely don't know if Liam Coen has processed in the 6 months because he's got so much stuff going on.
Right.
Like, how big he now is.
Yeah.
Because he's, again, for 37 years, he's been pretty much like a normal guy coaching football. That's what he does. He's not a normal guy coaching football anymore, is my point. And that's hard to feel that, at that level. Like, if we started having millions of views on this show, we would probably still do the things that we do and not really feel like that many people are watching it. Until you look it up one day and you got that. But even that, is it hard to compute in your mind? You're like, yeah, all right, that just went crazy one day, But I think at some point, I think about this a lot, like with the McAfees of the world and everything else. Like at some point, you have got to kind of make this pivot in your mind that many people are consuming everything you say.
Right.
But that's not like a human level of really doing that. You got to have some kind of ego to think that many people are really listening to you and like be calculated about knowing it. I try to think that's where Stephen A. Smith and people come in.
Yeah.
But I think when you go from this, where you're just like, who are you? Just another coach that coaches.
Yeah, you should just talk about X's and O's.
And 2 years later, you got 25 million people looking at a clip from you for 5 seconds.
Right.
Like, that's a different world. That's a real different world. And I think one that's kind of hard to grasp. Anyway, just kind of wild to me. I don't think it means much. I think he's handled it good so far. Like, the one thing I said about Coen right from the jump about middle of the way through August, and I mean, you say stuff sometimes it's just kind of like, okay, you say it, but I really mean this if you think about this. This is where I thought Liam Coen was going to be okay. After the Pittsburgh game, maybe even after the second game in New Orleans. And if you go back talking about it, when I was raving a little bit about Coen, even though he was 0-0, to me, nothing looks too big for him. Like, this didn't look too big for him. And in my back of my mind, I go to Nathaniel Hackett where it looked big for him.
Yeah, it did.
Denver looked big for him. And I wonder right now for Callahan in Nashville, does it look big for him? The other people that have gone and not had a lot of success, does it look big for them? I didn't know if Coen was going to get off to a 3-1 start. I don't know if he's going to have winning records, go to the playoffs, whatever still. I'm just telling you right now, this stuff does not look big for him. He can handle it. He can handle the locker room. He can handle the microphone. He can handle the sideline. And I do think that's pretty cool. And I think that's a part of this, especially when you're a first-time guy. Keep in mind, this is a guy that's never been a head coach.
At any level.
Any level. Never been a head coach. And he's walking into a place where you say a comment to an opposing coach, it's got 25 million views and everybody's talking about it. So every step you really take and make is watched. That's a different life, man. So hats off to him for now. For doing it, and it's pretty cool. But that's different stuff. Speaking on that point, let's get to what he said.
Yeah,
he was asked about it again, and he really didn't reference it in terms of the incident, if you want to call it that, whatever,
right.
The situation. But he kind of answered the question when asked about kind of the way we asked a lot of the players on Sunday about the edge of it all and having a little bit of, if you will, swag. Here's what he said.
I mean, I think we're all competitive, right? Like, we're all competitive in this. We're playing a competitive sport for our jobs. And, we're all in it together. And I appreciate everybody, obviously, playing the way that they played, the physicality, the chip on their shoulder right now that we're playing with. And as much as our locker room can continue to buy into that edge and playing with an edge and competing with an edge and preparing with an edge, I only think it's going to help us as we move forward as a team.
That sounds a good way to answer it. The other thing I keep catching, and maybe this happens more behind closed doors, but this is a part of this regime. This is the feel in the building. If you want to know why we say it feels different, and I know this can sound a little goofy in words, but it goes better when you're 3-1 because that's what I've always been told. The words aren't enough. You got to be able to get it done on the field. Okay, right now they're getting done on the field. So I'll say it here. How many times does he say, I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of the guys. Like, you just don't hear that from coaches.
Yeah.
He does it like every news conference. Yeah. He says it in the post-game stuff. It's why this is so refreshing. It's why it's needed you could say, get off my lawn all you want. You probably didn't grow up this way if you're older than 40. But for this time and this generation or this whatever, they don't mind being coached hard, all that stuff. But it's also all right to love on them a little bit.
Right.
And he has a good balance of that. We've been told that by players. And I know that sounds like almost soft to say. I don't think it's a soft thing. They can handle all the other stuff. But you can be as critical and accountable as long as you're accountable to yourself. Players respect that. And as long as also you're like, hey, make sure you're telling us when we're doing a good job too.
Well, yeah, when you do that, it gives you the availability and the credibility to when your star quarterback makes a poor throw to yell at him from the sideline.
Exactly. Good point.
You have earned the right to do that because you have supported him publicly and just individually with him time and time and time again, where he doesn't have to question it, so that when you do get a little amped up, you have earned the right to be critical. Or maybe critical is not the right word, but you've earned the right to say something with a little bit of emotion because in a lot of other instances, he knows he's got your back. The other thing that you said all yesterday, there's one thing that you don't want to see. You don't want to see Liam Coen apologize. And he not only didn't apologize, he didn't even really reference it too much. But I think that was another win. There was no kind of back walking on, hey, heat of the moment, got to be more. Because on the other side of the coin, you have Ben Johnson giving an epic stare down to, I believe it was Aditi, and I'm not going to try to pronounce her name because I don't want to disrespect. I think she's really good. And but it was a little weird on it was a halftime report.
Yeah, it was odd.
40 seconds. Ben Johnson, not a big fan of what she says, stares her down, and then has to apologize pretty much after the game. Say, yeah, the whole heat of the moment. Didn't really hear her right. Not an excuse, but I'll do a better job next time.
Yeah. That was. Listen, sometimes there's awkwardness, and I think some people will call Liam Coen a bit quirky, Nick Sirianni quirky. And I've done this before too, by the way, from the outside, and you feel it different when you're covering every day, and you know him a little bit more. So. But we're all guilty of it. I get it. I get the outside world looking at the Liam Coen situation as different. I really understand it. But who cares is the point. Like, that's my whole point. That was my whole point yesterday. It's like, who cares? And I don't think he cares. Like, he is who he is, and I don't care. And, I mean, not I don't care, but I'm thinking he's saying, I don't care.
Right.
Like what you think.
Right.
And that's called genuine, really. There's some authenticity there. And I'll say it one more time as I said it yesterday, and I, quite frankly, might have told him this. There's so much BS in the league. That authenticity, I think, is so valued. And this regime right now is really showcasing that. It's not just Liam. It's James Gladstone, it's Tony Baselli. And unapologetic, and I appreciate it because I think that was an interesting moment where you could have people from up top even saying, hey, you might want to couch this one a bit. Screw that. No, we're the Jacksonville Jaguars here, man, and we're 3-1. We're coming to kick your ass. That's what they're saying right now. And you know what? Sometimes you're not going to do it, but you can still say it because if you don't believe it, these guys don't believe it, they're not going to do it. It has a little bit of Castellanos against Alabama to me. And people didn't take that the right way or didn't like it, but they backed it up, and then they were fine with it. Because what he was trying to do there is say, we're Florida State. We're coming to get you. Like he had to kind of say it to the walls inside.
Right.
That was his way of doing it. Now, was he that calculated? I'm not sure. Maybe he's just brash. But the bottom line is the domino effect of that is works. It's like, hey, yeah, you can put it on your bulletin board all you want, but you better bring your helmet, your lunch pail, because we're going to battle you for 60 minutes, and we think we're pretty good. And that's what ended up working for Castellanos in that Alabama game. And I think, quite frankly, Florida State coming off 2 wins needed that. That's my whole point. This organization here in Jacksonville needs to sometimes be like, hey, look at us. We can beat you too. And guess what? They got another chance to do that on Monday night. Like, that's another opportunity coming up on Monday night. Because nobody's still talking about it. I mean, they're talking about Coen and Saleh. They're not talking about the Jags being 3-1. They did mention the defense last night on Monday Night Football, though. That was nice.
There we go.
Yeah, so there's that. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk more about Coen, talking about Trevor Lawrence. How much frustration is built up in this passing offense right now? We will discuss that. Plus, I thought an animated response to just how good the Jags actually have been in the first 4 games of the year. Coming up today on the lineup on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
New show alert.
9:04 with me, O'Brien, at 1 o'clock. And yes, we do have a new show alert. We're excited about it.
Let's go.
Talent Talk. We'll have a dozen episodes on Tuesdays for the rest of the fall and into the winter with the UNF Ospreys. So we highlight the Ospreys athletic programs. We've got 4 guests lined up, including Bobby Kennan, the coach, and Nick Morrow, basketball coach, and Nick Morrow, the athletic director today. So join Richard Miller and myself for an hour every Tuesday, 2 o'clock, for UNF Osprey Talk with Talent Talk right here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with the inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
Okay.
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. And we're excited to have Doug and Janet Atkins in, talk a little bit about Emily's Promise. And we've done this, I can't remember, when were you in?
Well, we were in last time to talk about the Emily Atkins Prevention Act, which was the first legislative study group in the United States, actually, to look at how blood clots were impacting Floridians.
Yeah.
And to make recommendations to the legislature. So
I can't remember when it was, though. Was it last year now? It feels like one big day for me here in football season.
It was that was in 23. And
Yeah,
so the work group met during 24, and then, of course, the legislature, thanks to our local lawmakers here in Jacksonville, passed the landmark legislation called the Emily Atkins Family Protection Act, signed by Governor DeSantis on July 2nd. This is the first in the nation, Brent, the first in the nation comprehensive screening requirements. It also creates a requirement for a blood clot registry, similar to a stroke registry in terms of data collection and research. And so across the country, people who are in the space of dealing with the research around blood clots and venous thrombosis, the data that they'll be using to craft and to understand and to move forward with new treatments will be emanating out of the state of Florida.
This is obviously big stuff for you guys and your mission and everything that you guys have tried to create. Janet, welcome to the show. And I don't usually get handed a bill, a signed bill, but that's what you guys just did. How meaningful is this
deal.
that it went through July 2nd? I think you just mentioned this summer.
It was remarkable from all parties who came together, and it seemed every committee meeting we went to, everyone had a story. People would chase us out of the committee rooms to tell us their story. Sometimes they were happy endings. Too often they were. And what we learned is that blood clots affect of all ages. Our daughter, Emily, was 23 years old. You think of blood clots affecting older people, but in so many scenarios, it's affecting young. And so that's why the work of Emily.
Yeah, and obviously Emily was, as you mentioned, 23 when she passed in 2022, and her blood clot was the result of an ankle injury, an ankle fracture.
Correct. She had an ankle fracture. She died 8 days after Mayo Clinic removed the cast. So now in Florida, what will be required is a screening. Screening Emily should have gotten, everybody else is now going to get. And so we think this is a big deal for Floridians. Our local lawmakers, Representative Black and Senator Yarbrough, these are true American heroes, because at the end of the day, when you get engaged and you do something to save lives, prevent an empty chair at the kitchen table, I can tell you it's transformational. And that's when you're making history. So very proud of our governor and our legislature, and very proud of the people here in Northeast Florida for making this happen.
Well, what's interesting in you mentioned blood clots. It's associated more with older people, but it really isn't, and we hear it all the time in the sports world, quite frankly. And you were just sharing with that in the commercial break as we were getting back in. But I mean, there are a ton of injuries in the sports world, which then can relate or add to blood clots. And we've seen examples of this most recently as well. So, I mean, this is, even from a sports standpoint, this new bill will be very impactful.
Absolutely. It'll have a major impact. We had a friend of ours who had a 13-year-old daughter in South Florida, went in for an eye infection, 2 days in the hospital, came out, some stiffness in the arm, but because of Emily's story, his wife took her to the hospital. Her life was saved. And so we know there's lots of these traumatic events that happen, and people don't think it's a big deal, but it's a very big deal, and these screenings need to happen. So when you go to the hospital and emergency room saying, hey, tell me about the Emily Atkins Family Protection Act and the screening I should be getting, or what are we going to do about this screening, because that's now law. It's not an option or a suggestion. This is Florida. This is what we in Florida are going to be doing to help protect your life.
By the way, just for more information, because it's detailed, it's a lot. It's not an easy conversation all the time either. EmilyPromises.com is the place to get more information about Emily's story and your story, but also to be able to help move this even more forward, donations and information and other things. Janet, the amount of, I don't know if it's pride or gratification or emotion of all this work to be able to land here must be enormous. I'm sure there's a lot of feelings involved in it.
It can be overwhelming at times, but we just know that if we can one family protect their loved one.
And Doug, you've obviously been so passionate. You guys have been so passionate after your daughter's passing of the legacy, keeping her legacy alive. I mean, what does this do in that respect?
So we are now working on a film project, a documentary, and the documentary is going to talk about Emily's life and what happened in Florida, and it's going to talk about what our legislature did and how Florida is leading the country. We believe by sharing her story and telling her story, and this will be a way for people to learn about the science and learn what they can do. So we're not done yet, and we're continuing to work on raising awareness. All during the month of October, we'll be raising awareness to honor Emily's.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing you said, that we're not done yet. What is out there? What is next? Obviously, the message, right, and awareness continues as the month in October. But now that this bill has gone through, I mean, are there other layers to be able to help even more?
So every October, we go to our county commission and to our municipalities, county, and we ask them to adopt a proclamation declaring October as blood clot prevention month, awareness. And so we'll be doing that throughout the month of October. It's really about awareness. And people need to know when you have a surgery that within 90 days after that surgery, that's when you need to be aware and looking for the signs and symptoms of a blood clot and asking your doctor, what's my blood clot?
So, Brent, just in terms of possibilities, based on what Florida did, the Joint Commission on Healthcare Accreditation will have to change their accreditation standards for hospitals in the state of Florida. Why would it not be such a great idea to go ahead and just change it for all hospitals in all states? Because this is common sense. This bill passed with a remarkable 51 co-sponsors, bipartisan support. This is a common sense. It's a kitchen table issue touching all Americans. And while we're at it, maybe we need to go talk to Dr. Oz up in Washington and saying, look, in terms of making healthcare great again, maybe we need to ask the Medicare Advantage plans that care for our seniors to incorporate this into their contracts with local hospitals all throughout the United States. Florida has led in a historic manner. This is landmark legislation. It's not often you get to witness and sit at the table of history, but I can tell you here in Northeast Florida, we all should be so proud of Representative Black and Senator Yarbrough for their leadership and Governor DeSantis, because I can tell you this will change the trajectory of how we deal with venous thrombosis throughout the United States.
Lastly, it's a heck of a grassroots effort, right? And
Yes,
which
sir.
is really difficult, I would imagine, in today's in any time really to make this kind of change. As you're talking about the difficulties of it, right? Everybody coming together, and maybe even more can come together on it. But I mean, just the idea that, like, how hard was this in essence?
So
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
yeah, so there was the bill was originally referred to 4 committees, and Janet, by her service in the legislature, she knows what that challenge is.
That fourth committee is a death knell. So it was the probability of this bill passing was very low at the start of the legislative session. But it went through. It was a lot of hard work there. Everything in Tallahassee.
And the big deal is that most of the time, healthcare legislation, Brent, anytime you touch the healthcare system, typically will take you 3 to 5 years to successfully pass anything.
Yeah,
in
this
the
was
state
quick.
of Florida. But I can tell you that this is a kitchen table issue. Many lawmakers were affected personally on both sides of the aisle. In fact, Governor DeSantis, his beautiful 30-year-old sister, Christina DeSantis, died tragically from a preventable blood clot. And so, we know this is an issue that goes across the spectrum. And it's so important to protect lives at that kitchen table and keep our families whole. And we believe that when people get that screening that Emily should have gotten, when people receive that attention that Emily should have gotten, that their risk is going to be identified and they're going to have an opportunity to fight and save their own life. And so, that's what we hope to see happen is that this becomes the standard of care and that we start to turn the page on these preventable deaths. Most of the deaths, believe it or not, Brent, most of the deaths happen in a window of 90 days. That's one of the things I learned. I've been in healthcare for 38 years. I didn't know that. But 90 days after your surgery, let's say you have 80% of these orthopedic surgeries are resulting in blood clots. I didn't know that.
That high of a number.
Yeah, big time. And so the reality is that all of these deaths are happening within 90 days. So your surgery may have gone well, your orthopedic surgery went well, but what you don't know is that a couple of weeks later, it could cost you your life. And Senator Thompson, give you an example. Just this year, she was a state senator. Janet served with her in the legislature. She went out for knee replacement surgery or hip replacement. I can't remember which. She died suddenly, unexpectedly. And so, again, preventable. These are things that we can prevent. And thank goodness for these American heroes in Florida leading the way that they did as quickly and as swiftly as they have. We're on the solution side of this challenge that's affecting so many people.
Well, I don't feel like congratulations is probably the right word, but you're going to help a lot of people, it sounds like, with this and your passion and your efforts, and obviously your loss, unfortunately. But the legacy, Emily, is going to save a lot of people, it sounds like, with this new legislation. So that's pretty powerful stuff.
We're hoping anybody that's in sports that has an injury, that when they get to the ER, that their parents or their spouses or family members are sure to ask, what's my blood clot prevention plan? What are we going to do? And then, by the way, I understand there's a new law in Florida that requires a blood clot screening. Am I going to get that screening at the emergency room? Because it's not an option. This is a requirement. This is not a suggestion. This is not a recommendation. This is now Florida law. So we want to make sure your listeners and people in the community understand they need to go to the emergency room and ambulatory surgical centers with that expectation that this should happen.
Well, those are two very important questions, and so everybody can keep that in mind. If you're helping someone out or you yourself are going through something, those are the awareness part of this now becomes a big thing to make sure you ask those questions. And again, part of that awareness, you can look up emilypromises.com for more of the information and everything behind this story. But now the next leg is to make that awareness really out there. So hopefully we can help you do that a little bit. October Awareness Month. Doug and Janet Atkins, thanks for sharing the story, and job well done there.
Thank you.
All right. We will take a break. We come back to more Jags discussion with Liam Coen right after this. And again, emilypromises.com. Make sure you share with everyone in your family as well.
Right.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC, we are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good, and the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Looking at our lineup for today. Travis Hunter. Push that back just a little bit. Travis Hunter, still, are we getting enough? Are we getting enough from Travis Hunter on either side of the football? Well, he had, he had 4 catches last game and made the huge impact play on 3rd and 15, obviously down the sideline. Liam Coen talked a lot about that in his press conference yesterday, talking about how it was a seam route that they never hit. Travis Hunter mentioned that as well in his sound after Sunday's win. Very popular right now. A lot of fans loving what he's saying. 13 catches. If we split the season up, and we did a first quarter grade, and I told you that Travis Hunter would have 13 catches for 118 yards and no touchdowns, what would you say?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Brian Thomas Jr., some of the just clunkiness of the offense, as we keep saying, and they're 3-1. It's pretty wild. There's a lot of upside right there as well. Andy, hi, guys, from England. Donation made. Only a little, but I hope that's very nice of you, Andy. Thanks, and appreciate you guys for allowing us some time for the Atkins family to share their story and awareness. They've worked very hard to help other people. And, again, emilypromises.com if you need more information. But, again, something that can impact everybody, okay, just especially in the sports world. So that is a good message from the Atkins family as well. Before we get into more Liam Coen reaction, I got to tell you a little bit about my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. Love my new truck, by the way, the Elevation. Thunderstorm color. That's right. I look good. I look tough driving around Jacksonville right now. Experienced professional grade at Nimnick Buick GMC. By the way, you can save up to $10,000 off GMC Sierras, various models, 0% financing as well. Just part of the impressive SUV lineup, or truck lineup and SUV lineup at Nimnick Buick GMC. Go visit nimnickbuickgmc.com or Nimnick Buick GMC right off Phillips Highway as well. Nobody but Nimnick. That's what I say in our family, and that's why we love Nimnick Buick GMC. Hopefully you do too. By the way, Nimnick is there for you even on Sundays, so you can get them 24/7 online and 7 days a week. 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then Sundays 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., the showroom off Phillips Highway. Brent Martineau, Jason Hamby, Austen Lane coming back from Australia. He should be back in the show tomorrow. Casey Kurtz scheduled to join us in the noon hour. I want to get to more Liam Coen here. You just brought him up. We'll get to some Travis Hunter, too, because I don't understand why that interview is starting to go a little crazy other than it's Travis Hunter, but we'll talk about it. So let's get to a lot right now. Liam Coen on Trevor Lawrence. I want you to hear Liam Coen on Trevor Lawrence because obviously there's some, I don't know if it's angst, but certainly some split nature to the whole Trevor thing in town. Some people are all over Trevor. Some people are defending Trevor. I'm more on the defender side, and I don't have a problem saying it. And I think there are a lot of things going on. That doesn't mean he's been perfect. This is my problem with some of these takes, is that it has to be one or the other. There's nuance here. It's okay to say there's nuance here. It's okay to notice that there's good stuff here. It's also okay to say, hey, he missed some things. The one nice thing is, I know there were some dangerous throws. Actually thought there were more dangerous throws than the week prior against Houston. But he did have 0 picks for the first time in like 6 games going back to last year. First time in 7 games. I think he had a 6-game streak. So that part was nice. They kept things clean. Let's knock on wood here, but the fumbling has not been a thing. He looks good in the pocket, clean in the pocket, aware in the pocket. I think he's doing a lot of good things and actually making a lot of good throws. But nobody notices as much when it's a good throw. They notice a lot when it's a bad throw. And I just saw one today. You know the one where he knocked over the ref?
Yeah.
I forget who he threw it to there. I don't know if it was Brenton Strange, Hunter Long, one of those. I don't know who. But it was a hell of a throw to even sneak it in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, again, I think Trevor's playing better than the numbers suggest. I think he can play even better. But I also think that elevated game of his has to come from other people, too. And it might start coming from the head coach and the coaching staff. They may tweak some things a little bit for not just Trevor Lawrence, because I think he's the guy that actually gets the offense more than the others. It's for probably everybody else to get on the same page and at least make the operation move a little smoother and quicker than it is. Because the thing that bothers me right now is getting out of that huddle late, because then you're kind of screwed. It feels rushed. It feels like you're not going to get the best play scenario out. You have opened the door for more mistakes and more penalties. Here's Liam Coen on the quarterback.
Yeah, I thought if you look at the first half, man, he was dialing. I mean, I thought he was getting the ball out, accurate, much improved on the outbreakers, on really both to his left and to his right. We did miss a few ops in the first half on a couple down the field shots. And then in the second half, it just kind of started slow, right? We missed the throw to Travis on the left side. Then the penalties started to uptick, excuse me, in penalties. And so then the operation gets a little bit jacked up, and you just saw maybe some just misses, right? He'll say it, and we've got to continue to, all right, what exactly conceptually could be able to continue to find completions, but to not turn it over and to continue to put us in the right position in terms of running the football. He's been phenomenal with the protections, the schemes, getting us in the right protections. But I think it was a step in the right direction in a lot of ways, and he can clean up some of the things from the second half. It's very correctable. And then, making a play at the end of the game, obviously we want him to get out of bounds, but then makes the play to Hunter Long, big time moment. So a lot to build off of.
Yeah, so he ran through a lot of things. The thing I appreciate about him is like, hey, there's stuff out there that he's missing. He's not denying that. He's not hiding that. They're not throwing it on everybody else. I think I'm throwing it on a lot of other folks because the nuance to me, and I'll say it again, Hamby, do you have the one video? Did we ever get to the one video yesterday? I got the.
We didn't, but I got it.
And so here, just to set this up, okay, this is a 2-point conversion. And to me, this is where the nuance comes in. And it's just in this one play, but it's more than just the one play. And it's before the ball's even snapped where the frustration is there. The play gets blown up because the wrong guy goes in motion. And you'll see on this, and might have to play it a couple times for you to see, in the middle of the play, how pissed off Trevor is about it. Now, he still has to get the play off, but the play it just becomes a backyard football play. It becomes 4 guys out in routes on the 2-point conversion, and he tries to throw it to Parker Washington, but to no avail because it was not the design of the play. He had no choice, unless they were going to call like a timeout there. So here's the video of that. From the 2-point conversion, Marcel Robinson, I thought this was maybe even just as good as the other video. Well, watch it right here. Stop. Damn it. And then.
Yeah, because he realizes right there that it's all.
Look at that video bouncing around just on my screen here. But look, see how mad he is?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's only like 20 seconds, Hamby, so I don't know if you can go back to it one more time when you get a second. But, I don't know if I've really ever seen, first of all, him do this, but watch him stop, and then dang it. See that?
Yeah, but then, because you can see he's like, well too late now.
Too late now. I can tell you for a fact, and I'm not going to give away, that play was not designed for Parker Washington. Right there. They had a play dialed up, but they had to bail on the play because of the pre-snap. And so wish
I could see Coen in the background.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point. I haven't seen the TV copy of this, but the thing about it to me, and this is where the nuance comes in for me on the Trevor stuff, is that I said this yesterday, but I'm going to say it one more time. How are you expecting that guy to perform his job at the highest of levels if before the snap he's already like, this play's screwed? Now, that happens from time to time, but it's happening too much. So if it's happening 1 every 5 snaps or 8 snaps or whatever the number is, that's too much. You start to not trust anything. Throw in the drops from the first month of the year. You don't trust anything. You can't just play free. That's my whole point. Who can play free and easy? I don't think the offense is playing free and easy in the skill position and the quarterback position right now. I think they are in the running game. I think they are in the offensive line. They know what they're doing. And they look like they know what they're doing. I think the guys on the outside, and I think Trevor, I don't think they're playing free and easy because there's doubt that has crept in because of the drops, because of these penalties of like, okay, well, I'm breaking the huddle here. Is everybody going to do their job?
Right.
You don't want that feeling. Now, that doesn't mean he hates all his teammates.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean he's not messing up sometimes.
It's called growing pains.
But it's part of this offense right now that they've got to somehow find a way to alleviate. And I think Coen referenced it yesterday a bit. Like, we're going to try to do some things. And I think he already, like, Sunday night, Monday was, all right, we're going to try some stuff. Now, what does that look like? I don't know. But I think they're already I don't think, Hamby, they're going to get stubborn here and say, figure it out.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Right.
You guys are pros. Figure it out. Like, that's what I feel like I would maybe do. But I mean, you're getting paid a lot of money to figure it out. Get in your playbook. Come on, let's go. Like, you practice this. This looks good in practice. What's going on with this? That would be fine if you're the coach. And I think a lot of coaches do that.
That'd be justified.
Coen, I don't think is going to do that. I think he's going to be like, how can I make this easier? Even though in my mind, I've got like this offense in my mind, in Cohen's mind, is already here. It's already here. But it's like, I can't get these guys here yet, so I got to take it down to here. I got to do it. I got to be patient. I can't be stubborn. How do I do this to make it run smooth, and then we'll build, and eventually get here? And as we've said countless times, I don't think they're eventually going to get there until it might be 2 years down the road when they get there.
Right.
So, but can you get it going up? Can you get it going up? But it's got to start. It's got to pull back. But pulling back, Hamby, is important to note here. Doesn't need to be vanilla. Doesn't need to be predictable. I think it comes in a lot of different areas. It's more reps in practice. It's constant details in practice and meeting rooms. It's, however you can make that communication process, whatever that looks like, faster. So I don't know what it will look like Monday night and next couple of games. I got a feeling some of the mechanics of this whole deal, whether we see it or not, are going to be changed internally. We'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, this is, I think, the same thing with any, whether it's sports or business or anything like that. When a new leader comes in and they have their own thing, they have their own ideas, they have their own scheme, all this stuff, their own plan, and it doesn't, everybody else doesn't live up to it right away. There's got to be an adjustment made, and I think sometimes what you see is the standard gets lowered. That's the only thing that can't happen here, is that Coen can't lower his standard. He's just got to find a way to communicate it differently, rep it differently, all that stuff, because at the end of the day, Coen was hired to run his offense and his scheme, and he can't forget that regardless of whether there's, these guys can't get the motion. Travis Hunter, Parker Washington, you name it, especially with De'Ami Brown out, it's not clicking yet. This is the definition of growing pains. You're 4 weeks into a hopefully very long tenure. You were hired to call a very unpredictable, very complicated offense. Don't lower your standard. Just find a way, and I don't know what the way is. I don't have an answer, but find a way to communicate it better, to get 1% better at it each day, to use a cliche. But you've got to make adjustments, but you can't lower your standard.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's a really good point. I don't think he will. I think this is a little bit to do with Tampa last year. He did not do everything he wanted to do in the offense in Tampa last year. He had different players, so he had to change it from what he what your ideal situation would be if you could pick all the players and run your offense. They didn't do it in Tampa either. Even the run scheme wasn't exactly the way he wanted to do it. What is that? I have no real idea. But how does that fit in Jacksonville? And then how do you cater to the players? That's what we think this group is really good at. How do they cater to the players and their strengths versus weaknesses? And that's not always the case. It seems so common sense. It's not always the case in the NFL. A lot of coaches say, hey, learn it, do it. I mean, we've heard Austen say this I've heard for 7 years. Like, you got to do it. You put your players in the best situation possible. So I think Cohen's really good at that. The other thing is, when you have smart people, and I think Cohen's a smart guy, he's got to be able to realize that not everybody's going to be able to get it.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to know that. That's where that emotional IQ comes in that we talk about. I think we're seeing some of these things. Gladstone's a smart dude. I bet when he speaks to everybody, he knows not everybody's going to be on that same level of smart. When he talks to me, he can't assume Brent's going to be on that same level of smart, right? So he's got to kind of come down to my level a little bit, especially if he wants me to get anything done for him. Same thing for Coen. And that doesn't mean guys are dumb. It just means some guys, people are really bright. And the bright people have a hard time sometimes relating to the average person in a lot of different situations. We're going to find out if they're pretty good at this. I think that's what Coen and actually Gladstone are really good at, is realizing that and knowing that. So what does it look like over the next 4 weeks? I'm not telling you Monday everything is going to be fixed. I think the next 3 games, probably up until the bye, will tell a lot. And then they'll even have the bye week to come out. Let's take this offense a little bit month by month is my point, and see where the growth is with hopefully the consistency of two things. The offensive line continues to play well, and the running game is still there.
Absolutely. Get a sip of water, please.
I don't know what happened there.
Had a baby. Yeah, I think this just should be quarter by quarter kind of grade system. I think we should do that in general, but especially off of last year where Coen was like, yeah, well, we didn't figure out our run game at all until after week 4. We have got to be able to not close ourselves off and close the book on, the passing game is just going to be slow or a tick behind the run game all year. It's not necessarily the case. The run, and here's the other thing. The run game can still get better. We're 4 games in. It's looked as good as it has in the last couple of years, but I don't think we've hit the ceiling here, especially with the fact that, ETN is balling and he's the number 1, but you haven't had a ton of diversity in the backfield. There's still a lot more untapped potential, especially with Tootin and even LaQuinn Allen, because Tootin's still not doing a whole lot. Not this, he's looking good on his runs, and it's more about ETN deserved to be the bell cow guy. He's getting 18, 19, 20 carries a game, and he deserves it. But there's still untapped things that Liam Coen, that he will get to at some point, I think, in this year.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It'll be interesting to see how much he can get to. And then again, I think a year 2 of this, how much they can get to. But he's got to get everybody playing better. And that's his job. That's part of his job. I think he admits that. He says that. And so now what are the answers going to be? I think that part's pretty good. All right. Speaking of quarters, I want to throw these stats at you real quick. I'm not going to probably deep dive into it, but I don't know the answer to this, and it might be a little bit of our pregame countdown to kickoff story. We try to dive into this. But right now, Trevor Lawrence, in the first quarter of games, first half of games, really getting off to a nice start.
Yeah, third quarter.
He's got a 94 rating and a 90 rating in the first and second quarters. 65%, 63% completion ratio. 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. The third quarter, 52%, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 64 quarterback rating. The fourth quarter, 50%, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick, 54 quarterback rating.
Man,
they got to fix that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think naturally in the fourth quarter, most quarterbacks' numbers go down a bit as that game gets tighter and stuff. Usually, I'm pretty sure. But why so much? Why the second half? I'm really, the third quarter seems more of the problem to me than the fourth quarter these days. At least the third quarter is pretty eye-popping against Carolina and also against San Francisco, because he played really well in the second quarters. And so you're like, wait a minute, where did that go? Like, where did that ball go? Like Houston, you didn't feel like that. It was kind of clunky all the times, 11 to 22 at halftime. Yeah. But the Carolina game specifically, to the third quarter, which was not good, and then Sunday, third quarter again was bad. I think it was 2 3-and-outs at least in that quarter. So why is that happening? And I think they got to figure that out, why that's happening. I'm not sure why that's happening. I don't know if they know why that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Cohen's game plan, they're executing a lot. It's the opening script and maybe the second one as well into the second quarter. And they've been quick to make adjustments there, but they have not quite kept up with the defensive adjustments that the opposing teams have thrown at them in the second half.
Yeah, and I don't know. I knew you were going to go there, and I get it. But is it more than that? Is it more credit? Yeah, okay, they're making adjustments. That does happen.
I just don't know what else it could be. It's not like Trevor just like his arm gets sore at half or anything like that. Like, not that obviously you would have suggested anything like that, but I mean, how could it has to be game plan related, because it's not like he's making a footwork adjustment at the half, or he's not going back to the footwork that they've practiced all week in the half or anything like that. I think it's It's got to be a mix of comfortability, potentially, with the plays that they're running in the second half after they've gotten through their first 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have no idea, but that's
fair. No,
I just don't know what
I'm
else
not
it
saying
could
you're
be.
wrong. I just think it's got so there's some level of coincidence here. The games get a little tighter, harder. When you're up 17-6 at halftime against San Francisco, they start bringing it a little bit more, right? They're going urgency mode. You are not in urgency mode.
Sure.
There's a little bit of a competitive drop off and a competitive increase. I think that just naturally happens. It's not totally the script because there are way more plays being run than just the script. The script has been pretty good, and I don't know how much these guys alter from that. So, yeah, certainly some of that. Is it also play calling in the second half? I mean, could you do a better? Are they leaning on the pass too much? Not enough. Where are they in that rhythm of it, if you will? So I don't necessarily know. Like, I don't think Trevor's just all of a sudden, man, that took a break and had a Gatorade, and now I got to get ramped back up.
Right.
Like, I don't think that's it, but I do think it's a compilation of, yeah, sure, people are making adjustments. The urgency is different. Jags have been in the lead. And also maybe there's some play call and stuff. And just timing is right now coincidental that third quarter hasn't been great on those some drives. So it might be, hey, even Trevor's got to get his mind set to be like, lock in a little more. Like everybody lock in a little more. So it's pretty wild, but something to monitor. It's a 4-game sample, decent sample. It's not a huge sample. But definitely something that's noticeable right now is the first half numbers are just way better than the second half numbers, and that's pretty obvious. And speaking of control of game, we didn't say it a bunch last week, but obviously there was that note out there that 18 seconds the Jags had trailed all season, and that was to Cincinnati when they lost the game on that final kick. Well, they trailed in the first quarter of this one too. So now you're talking about 16 quarters of football, and they've basically trailed for one of them. And I thought it was great listening to Coen when asked about his football team, and he basically is like, what he wanted to say is, hey, we're kicking their ass like for the whole game. Like, this isn't a fluke that the Jags are 3-1. Like, we are the better team in these football games. He gets kind of animated about it. Listen to it.
I mean, I think we're all competitive, right? Like, we're all competitive in this. We're playing.
Bring me back out here.
My bad.
That's all right. You need a minute to get to it?
No,
you got it? Go for it whenever you got it. I can get another sip of water if you need it.
It's one of those things where I don't know if it's ugly because it's hard to win in this league regardless. I was
probably bad
because we didn't really relinquish a lead in the last 2 games after the first or second quarter. So, we're kind of controlling the game, although I agree with you, D-Rock, in terms of, all right, with those turnovers, with a punt return and a kick return like that should have been a 40-point output for us offensively. So, yes, frustrating. September 30th, got time to at least address. I would feel a lot worse here if we were, doing what we were doing, and then, man, we're having to come from behind in the fourth quarter, and then we're just making a play or two, and man, thank God, we're controlling these games through the entire game, and we've got to go figure out and go find that next level of execution to maybe make those games not close, right? I think that's really what the message is for us is, guys, we are controlling these last 2 games. It's not as if we're just throwing up a prayer and, man, somebody just made a great play and holy smokes, we are controlling these games. We've got to go figure out and find the consistency within the execution to go and make these games that are close, but maybe shouldn't be or don't need to be based on how we execute. So I think that's important to be able to do, especially early on.
I thought that was a good, important reminder to basically say, hey, just so you know, like, we're 3-1, not by accident. And honestly, we should be 4-0. We've been the better team on the football field in all 4 games. which I would agree with. Fair enough?
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I'm not telling you overall that San Francisco at the end of the day might be a better team than the Jags. Who knows? We'll find out. But on this Sunday,
yeah, they were better.
The Jags were a better team.
Yes.
So, and they were the better team, Houston. They were the better team against Cincinnati. We know it. And they were definitely the better team against Carolina. What's going to be interesting here is I don't think going into these next 3 games, you can argue they're not the better team. So will they be the better team on that day? That's the way sports works. So, and by the way, I don't think there's a huge gap here either. I don't think the Rams are like that much better than the Jags from what I've seen so far. I don't watch the Rams each day in and out, but I don't think Seattle's even that much better, or maybe not even better. We'll see. And the Kansas City Chiefs, we know where that is. Yes, over the last 5 years, they've been the Grand Canyon better. But right now, they're not. They might be the St. John's River better. So, that's it. Width-wise, not length-wise. Okay. I don't know if that was the proper analogy. But we'll find out Monday night. So, hey, let's do this. Take a time out here on the Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. We will hear about Travis Hunter, hear from him a little bit. And I don't fully understand why this thing's starting to go crazy in the last 15 hours, this interview from the locker room. But more importantly, where are we at with Travis Hunter? What about the defensive side of things, Travis? What happened the other day? That's another thing that is probably a headline if the Jags lose the football game.
Absolutely.
Why wasn't Travis Hunter out there in the second half? And wins hide a lot, and you got to love it. Don't forget to check out some of Daniel Griffiths' work, actionsportsjax.com. And he's dialing it up with the Jaguars 3-1. Really some cool stats behind the numbers a little bit and some stories, too. Check him out, actionsportsjax.com all the time. And also check out bestbetjax.com. We're going to be down in St. Augustine. I think it's St. Augustine. We're going to be in October. Speaking of October, that'll help kick off the WPT. It's back. October 30th through November 18th. Hamby, you should get in.
I would love to.
Champions event in mid-November for that, but it's $1 million guarantee. Since we didn't get paid for the 25 million views, maybe you can get paid for your poker prowess.
We should put in.
Dude, we got to do this. Why? You got to keep reminding me. I will pay your entry fee to get into an event at Best Bet.
I'm going to get on the website right now.
You got to go find a time. bestbetjax.com.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between. Juggling my show, Jag Social, to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location, right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjax.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, here's our pal Daniel Griffiths giving us some ammunition on stats. This looks good for the Jags, doesn't it? How about that offensive line? Been so good. What are you laughing at? Second in pressure, 4th in yards before contact. Travis Etienne leads the 6.1 yards per carry. Hamby, you were supposed to remind me I'm supposed to talk about Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd a little bit more. I will do that in a moment. Tied for first in 10-plus yard rushes. Impressive. And almost 100 a game. And then there you see the Jags defense. So there's that rush yards per game. Thank you, Daniel. 18 points per game, by the way, is also pretty good. But 82 rush yards a game. And I think, was it Carolina where they actually didn't do great against the run? I think it was the Carolina game. So it seems like people are trying to attack him in the air. They did a good job against McCaffrey, although he's more of a receiver now, it feels like, than he is actually a running back at times. So some of the good numbers, that's what happens when you're 3-1, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are showcasing some of that. Brent Martineau, Jason Hamby, Casey Kurtz has entered the fray, giggling along the way.
Bro, because I looked at you.
I got my glasses?
Yeah, they make your nose look huge, bro. Like, I never really thought you had a big nose until you put the glasses on. Like, you got a sniffer. And I didn't anticipate it when I looked over, so I just looked over and you had the glasses.
The eyes have been a little tired. These are the backup glasses because I lost mine on the way back from Cincinnati. The other ones. So now I got to go to the eye doctor next week. I'm debating whether to, or Steph's trying to talk me into getting LASIK.
Oh, no.
No?
Dude, I'm terrified of eyes. Like, it's like my biggest fear. I think we've done this, definitely. But, I couldn't imagine anything like that touching my eye. Like a laser? No, I'm not. Hard pass. I'd rather be blind. I'm not kidding.
Well,
everybody got silent. What?
I mean,
that's brought to you by Blank LASIK surgeries.
Yeah, if that was the lead to a sponsor, I am terribly sorry.
The bottom line is like I can't imagine it's comfortable, but I've done the eye tests or gone to the eye doctors a couple of times, and that's not overly comfortable either.
No.
When they like dilate your eyes, like I've never had to do any of this until the last 3 years of my life, and now all of a sudden it's going downhill pretty quick. The eyes, so I don't know if I'll get the LASIK, but I'm not afraid of it.
Terrified.
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
I am.
But it is kind of like you gotta be. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about it. They said you got to be able to withstand that.
Oh yeah.
Because your eyes are like open for however long for that surgery. But they say really, it's awesome once you get it done.
I've seen. You know what I mean? Like I'll remember what I've seen in 30 years.
I've seen is crazy.
Like I mean, when I get to the point where I can't, I'll be like, I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Speaking of not seeing, by the way.
Not to that point, by the way. Like I can see everything.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead. Yep. I want to hear this.
So, real quick, you know how it's like.
Where are we going today?
I thought the old people were supposed to leave in the like. Don't they go back up in the winter, or do they come here in the winter?
They come here.
Okay. Well then,
this was a heaven thing or what?
Like no, sir.
Back up
north.
I thought they were supposed to leave.
The old people go back up.
I meant the north. I apologize.
Thanks for clarifying.
I just saw the two most questionable things I've ever seen driving, one on Kernan and one on Beach just now.
Really?
Back.
Yeah, like back-to-back, almost multiple casualty crashes because of old people just scumming around. So, like, here's the thing. If you're
only
over
person that uses that word like it's the word the.
If you're over 65, I'm done with it. Get your ass off the road. Like, if you should have to take a test. I'm not kidding. This isn't a bit. You should have to take a test every year after 65. Do you full stop in a merge lane when there's 7 cars behind you? If the answer is yes, take your talents to the city bus because we can't do it. Are you going to turn left from a left lane that is not a turn lane? Turn lane, lane. We can't turn from the leftmost driving lane. If you do, gone. Get out. If your parents are of a certain age and they're still driving, take the car and put them in an Uber or on the bus because this is ridiculous. We're almost killing people left and right because 80-year-old grandma wants to drive to the damn supermarket. I'm sick of it. Dude,
That was actually pretty good.
A lot of people almost died on the way here.
That was maybe one of your better moments. Put that in a reel.
Okay.
Because let's see how that one goes.
Dude, insurance companies should pay you out, and it should go towards an Uber credit.
That's not bad.
You know?
Yeah.
Saves the insurance money.
That's a good
for
idea.
all the, let's just say 80 plus. You're saying 65. I'll say 80.
65. No.
65 is young, man.
I'm sure they're losing money on the 80-year-olds.
You can't. You got to drive when you're older 65. You want to go take care of Chip and Teresa and drive them all around?
No. I'm saying, first of all, settle down. My parents aren't 65. I'm saying at 65, you got to take the test every year. So I'm assuming at 65, if you pass it, cool.
Yeah, you're fine.
Then you're good. Keep moving.
My father-in-law's 91. He just passed it.
He took it and passed? What state is
Yeah,
this?
and it was debatable, I think.
What state is this? I think we need to make the rules a little bit stricter.
I think it was debatable.
I think what you mean is you need to make the test a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was debatable.
See, that can't happen. I'm sorry.
Love
that
Papa,
can't happen.
man, but that's
Maybe
yeah.
a 90-year-old should that test should be harder than the one that's 80.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's what I do. Here's what I would say, and not necessarily for my father-in-law, but I do understand this part.
When you can't drive, you lose your freedom.
There's a lot of that. Like with just doing anything, from mowing the lawn to doing anything. Like when you get to that age, like being able to do stuff. There's this fine line, I think, being able to do stuff for like quality of life.
Sure.
And then also being able to do stuff that might ruin someone's life.
So that's the thing.
You know?
I don't really give a damn about your quality of life if you're putting 7 other cars in danger. And who knows, like those cars could have had 4
By the
people
way, you
each.
can be 18 and do that too.
Take them. Take their licenses too. I don't care. I'm over it. Like, I'm amazed at how often I have to routinely not getting a crash because somebody else just doesn't know the basic rules of merge or where to turn. And I'm sick of it.
So how many accidents did you almost get in on the way in?
2. Why?
Looked like you survived, man. Nice work. Good driving.
Appreciate that. The merge from Kernan to Beach, like going towards downtown.
Yeah.
Towards here,
Yeah.
if you're over there. Can't do it. It's just a constant, we just slam on the brakes. And everybody else who like generally has an idea how to drive is like, oh, we're just going to go. But we don't.
There's literally a lane just for the merge.
I'm aware, buddy.
I know. I was going to say there is a lane.
You don't have to stop ever.
Hey, tell, what was that, light blue RAV4 with the 95-year-old. Tell her, because she's probably still sitting there.
You know, there's another, like when you come off St. John's Bluff right over here and you take a right onto Beach, you know, right before if you want to get on 295 or something.
Oh, that's a mess.
That's another one right there. I think there's a Walgreens right there.
Yes.
But it's a lane. Like you don't have to stop.
Yeah.
But they all do it. And this isn't just old people.
No, I
Everybody
know.
stops.
That one's a mess.
It's like, dude, you can roll through and then merge. Like, come on, let's go. People are bad drivers.
I'm sick of it. Take their licenses. Get on the bus. I think we need to make public transportation better in this country so we can stop having idiot drivers.
There you go. You go to Washington with that.
I'll lead with it.
I'll lead with that. We need public transportation better so we stop having idiot drivers. I'm voting for that guy.
It's a public safety issue. I mean, come on. We got to be better.
Casey Kurtz, everybody. And you don't want him in office.
No, you don't. I'll get the roads cleaned up, though. The rest of my policies would be terrible, but I'll tell you what, we would not have 65-year-olds driving cars. I'll tell you that. I would not win the old vote. But.
Time for our Republic Services recycled headlines of the day. RecyclingSimplified.com. And the Jaguars still the talk of the town right now. The Liam Coen, Robert Saleh stuff has somewhat died down. I think buried in the headlines are really, well, there's one guy that's not buried in the headlines. That's Devin Lloyd. He's just playing outstanding football. I think the guy that's kind of buried in the headlines of the first month of the year has been Travis Etienne. I think in a sense because we've seen him do it before, so we're like, okay, this is what it should be. Well, it's not really what it should be. 10-plus runs in the first month of the year, over 10 yards to lead the league. How about almost 100 yards a game? How about the big 48-yarder starts reminding you of 2022? But really the big one is 6.1 yards a carry. 6.1 yards a carry starts to say, give them the ball more. Are the Jags actually running the football enough?
Probably not. I mean, when you put some of the numbers together, I mean, they probably are not, because I think also there's some interest to see Tootin get the ball more, even though Travis Etienne's been as good as he has. So, I mean, I think you could certainly make the argument that they're not running it enough. I understand the investment that you made in your wide receivers, and also I think Liam Cohen's also got to try to get some of those guys going, so he's got a lot to manage when he's calling plays. But, yeah, Travis Etienne's been unbelievable, and, I mean, good for him. Not that he's buying into what's on the internet, but that guy on the internet went from won't even sniff the field to cut to traded to one of the best backs in the league right now, and it's, you know, not even really close through the first 4 weeks of the season. So good for him, but yeah, I think you got to figure out more touches for him, more touches for Tootin, and that's your bread and butter right now.
Yeah, if you run the ball too much, obviously those numbers will go down, right? I mean, they're not going to just – so they're picking good spots, and when they do run, there's an element of that. So it's not just crystal clear to say they should run more. And their balance actually has been okay. I thought the one game, what is it, Trevor threw 42 times, maybe Cincinnati game, they didn't run enough, it felt to me. Felt like they could have really wore them out in the fourth quarter, and maybe you don't even get to the situation you got into if you lean on the run a little bit more. A lot of these things are, by the way, run plays designed. It's not all from the sideline. Some of this might be whatever Trevor's seeing. And the acknowledgement so far about Trevor from a good standpoint has been that he's getting them in the right plays. So that whatever he's seeing it pretty well.
That's valuable.
And that's a good thing. But ETN's story is really cool because of what you just said. He was out of here. Yeah. Everybody had him out of here. And Devin Lloyd's story is really cool.
True.
Everybody had him out of here. He was done. You were over Devin Lloyd. Everyone was over Devin Lloyd. Now, they're like Defensive Player of the Year if this keeps up.
Well, yeah.
But now people want to pay him. And I would suggest it's still a 4-game sample. I said this yesterday. Keep in mind his rookie year.
Yeah, we've done this with Devin Lloyd before.
Splash, but he's playing better than that. That was a splash couple of plays. He's playing good football even out of the splash plays.
Agreed.
He's in the right spot. He's tackling. He's in the mix almost every time there's a play. So it's really cool to see. I would just remind everybody that it looked like Ventrell Miller could be the linebacker in that spot. Same thing where with the Tank Bigsby stuff, right? It could be Tank Bigsby getting the bulk of the carries.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about this is, to me, this is where sports are great, right? This is called competition. And these guys have answered the bell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could have easily been pissed off, pouting, out of here, traded, you name it. And instead, they're two of the best football players on this team right now here in Jacksonville and making a case for themselves down the road, which we'll get to down the road. The other thing that I really like about this, and this is where it goes back to the Trevor Lawrence kind of, can he trust XYZ around him? I've said this for years about Foye Oluokun. Foye Oluokun, to me, is a really good player. But there have been too many times where he's had to worry about the guy next to him if he's going to do his job. And Devin Lloyd, quite frankly, was that guy. That wasn't always doing his job. What you're seeing now is an enormous amount of trust from Foye Oluokun about the way Devin Lloyd's playing and other guys. And it's allowing him to play also at an elite level. And that's really where I tie it into the Trevor stuff. If you can get the receivers to do exactly what they're supposed to do, play in, play out, from catching it to lining up to going in motion to being in the right landmarks, does that then allow Trevor to play at a higher level? That's the nuance of the argument for me. And I think we're seeing it crystal clear with Oluokun.
Yeah.
Because he has done this in his career where he does trust the guy, but we've also seen him not really trust what's around him. And I think that's kind of a little bit of an under-the-radar story because Lloyd's playing so well, as Oluokun might be playing the best football of his career.
Yeah, which is, again, what you're getting at least what I think you always knew and thought you were going to get right. It was questionable like last year, and you talked about, well, is he still going to be here? I thought it would be dumb to let him go, and you're getting the rewards of it now because you have other guys playing better. So, yeah, I think Oluokun is just so valuable to what they do. In terms of the Trevor part of that story, that's the hope. I think there's a little bit of a fear, though, that maybe that's not how that happens.
Yeah, there's fear until it happens.
Like this just might be Trevor.
Yeah, and there's more, by the way, there's more to the Trevor stuff. It's
sure.
I'm talking on pre-snap kind of and trust things. You still got to throw the football right and hit the right guys. And there's evidence that it's not all there right now. But as I always say, too, nobody's in the playoff game today going to throw 42 consecutive really good pitches.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the nature of the position. Sure. He's going to miss. He's going to be inaccurate.
Yeah.
You just got to limit it, and it's got to come at the right times. But that's for every quarterback in the National Football League, and we know that. So,
and you need the bare minimum from your guys around you.
And you got to be able to just build up equity. The difference between him and the good quarterbacks right now is equity. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw some bad throws Monday night, and we're going to see it in person. But bottom line is, we're like, whatever, because he's thrown so many damn good ones.
Sure.
And we have evidence of it. The other guy to get to here today is Travis Hunter. It's a weird buried story in a sense.
Hamby's got something for this.
Here comes Hamby. The
mustachioed man.
Where's the second half Travis Hunter on defense? And it's a good thing they won, right? Or this story is a mega story.
Yeah.
It sounds like he basically got benched. And he had the one play against him on the third down. I think Pearsall caught it.
Was that the comebacker?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, kind of a little late separation there. Yeah, on the sideline.
Yeah.
But what honestly I don't know, and I didn't ask anyone because it was way down the chart, of why that play, like why would that have picked them off to the point, or why could that play get you benched?
So I obviously don't know, right? But when I watched it, I thought it was weird because in real time, I've never played corner. I don't know what he instructed to do, right? But it felt like, if we're talking about the same play, after he comes back and catches the football, like when Hunter gets beat and he takes a step back and the guy comes back, he just stops and stands there. And in real time, I was like, did he just fall? Like, is he hurt? Did he stop? And he just like stops. whoever it was, Pearsall catches it and turns like upfield, and then like Travis goes after him. And I was like, that just looked odd. Like it felt like he just stopped on the play because he got beat. I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know, but that's what it looked like to me. And I was like, stop after you get toasted.
Maybe that's what they bothered. Hamby, did you see anything?
No, I didn't. And the fact that, after the game, Liam Coen was kind of just like, yeah, that was just like a coach's decision.
Well, yeah, that was a weird one, too. The way he handled it didn't help. He was like, yeah, kind of like, we'll talk about that later. And then yesterday, he really was just like, hey, we wanted to get Buster. He admitted, he actually took some blame for that, saying that we were probably a little impatient, meaning they were probably mad at something.
Yeah.
And then took it to an extreme where, like, we're not putting them back on the field.
Yeah.
So they were bothered by something in the moment, maybe an emotional thing there.
Well, the good news with it was, like, they did not have healthy receivers. Like, Pearsall and Jennings were not healthy. They could not play.
Well, yeah, he didn't play the rest of the game either.
So, but
that's what I wondered. I was like, do they need him?
I don't think you were worried about getting beat on the outside by Jennings, who can't run, and Pearsall, I guess, never can. So, like, you weren't really.
Bourne's dropping every pass, and
you weren't worried about that.
Robinson ain't it?
Yeah. So maybe that's part of it, but I just remember that play. I was like, it just looked odd to me,
What's really crazy is, okay, that did look odd maybe to you, but it didn't look odd enough to me to warrant, don't go back in the game.
Oh, I agree with that, yeah.
That's what's really weird, and I think that's what maybe Liam was talking about yesterday, where he's like, yeah, we got impatient. But you talk about us 3-3-1 and the stories that have squashed.
Oh, yeah, no,
3-1.
It's great that they're winning.
This is a story, one, the lack of productivity.
13 catches for 118 yards.
That ain't it.
And two, a story like this where if you lose that game, let's just say they come down the field and score, and he's on the bench, and Buster Brown gets beat. Wow. I mean, now we're like, whoa, what is going on here? The other thing that's a little wild to me is this interview in the locker room. I know it's Travis Hunter, but this thing's starting to take off. And it's like, I don't know if people just because they're done with the solid stuff and everything else, but it's starting to really go wild on social media.
Well, it's a good thing for you.
I guess. I just don't know what's in it. Like, is this just a Travis Hunter bump? Or what are people picking apart? I thought it was a pretty normal interview. Like, we weren't even going to talk to Travis. It's the first time he hasn't come to the podium after a game. And then, but I thought it was worth talking to him about that big. I thought that was a huge play in the game, the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big, big play.
It was a big play for, I think, multiple reasons. They needed it, but also then you had Shanahan pull the debacle with the challenge. That's what you're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah, on that play.
And they had just burned a time. So, like, even what they were doing was goofy. So I think it was big for multiple reasons.
And he made a play. Like, to me, this is his moment right now.
Right.
He hadn't really made a play yet. So,
Correct.
but he went up and made a hell of a catch, guys. Like, that was a really good play.
I'm not arguing
So there's a lot of levels to it, but that was really the only reason we went. I wasn't even into the defensive stuff as much. I don't know how much we have of this. Ryan O'Halloran jumped in on the defensive side. He was more notable on why he wasn't playing. I'm not sure if we have that part of the interview or not. But either way, here's Travis Hunter, and take a listen from Sunday. I asked you about that play. It seemed huge at the moment. Get you guys off the doorstep on the 3rd and 15, I think it was. Can you take us through it a little bit?
Just did my job. Did exactly what Coach called. In practice, we don't normally hit that route, so I just did what I had to do, and we finally hit that spot and hit that play. So it was exciting for me to go up and catch the ball and also get the first down for the team.
So you've been working on that one.
Yeah, we work on all our plays a lot. So, but that's one of the plays where you don't think you're getting the ball and you end up getting the ball. So you just got to be ready for your moment.
I'm assuming you thought you caught it, but obviously it gets reviewed. I mean, were you pretty confident you had corralled it?
Yeah, I was definitely confident. I was confident in myself catching the football.
We've been waiting for that. There's that Travis Hunter moment. Goes up and gets a big, big play. Did it feel like a little bit of a moment for you?
No, I just felt like I just went out there and did my job, did what I had to do for the team for us to get the first down.
How big do you think this win is, just the feeling of this one, to be able to go to 3-1 out of the gates?
It feels great for us, but we know we got to continue to work. We had a lot of mistakes. I won't say a lot of mistakes, but we had mental mistakes that we know we got to get rid of so we can have a clean game.
You seem to be developing a reputation of making the tough catches, going over the middle and making those passes that no one really wants to take. What goes into your mind when you're going right over the middle, knowing that you're probably going to take a hit?
catch the ball, do it for the team.
Do you like that role within the team?
Yeah, I love going out there. When my number is called, I go out there and do my job. I'm excited to be able to do my job.
Hey Travis, no defense in the second half. Was that expected going in?
We just decided that we had somebody else that can go in, and that's what coach felt comfortable with doing. So we went out there and we just got the dub. So
that third and short conversion against Pearsall, did they want you to play that differently?
No, I just got to do my job.
Be more physical.
Yeah, be more physical and be able to know my keys and know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so there you go. And that was Ryan O'Halloran asked when Ryan had been in the presser with Coen, had asked him a little bit about it. Got that response from Coen initially, and then asked Travis about it. Coen yesterday again said they might have been more impatient, should have put him back in. It sounded like, if I'm interpreting. And he also suggested, and we might do this on Countdown to Kickoff this week, break down the play. He said it was an alert route type thing that it wasn't. They didn't practice it well, like you heard it. They have not practiced that play well. Yeah. It doesn't work, which I find pretty interesting. And he's usually not the guy in it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like an I love football route. You have a lot of I love football routes is where your entire job is to take a safety away and clear out for somebody else, and you run it 100% because you love football, knowing that you're never going to get the ball.
Yeah,
and that was kind of one of those. That was Coen was talking about the dagger underneath. That's the intended target. But because of safety, you just kept backpedaling. It was there.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting to hear Coen talk about how good Warner is at getting depth, too, on that play. And that throw had to be high because of that, because Warner's so good to get it over him.
I hope Ezra Cleveland sends an invoice over to Fred Warner for any extra care that he needs this week or something like that, because we're just going to go crazy like Ellis Robinson did for Georgia in the pile with about a minute to go. We're just going to fly over on a kneel down and hurt the left guard. So that was really cool. Thanks, Fred Warner.
You see, by the way,
if anybody else does that, they're getting clowned on Twitter.
I was just about to say that.
That's going to be a teachable moment for Coen and stuff.
Like, thank goodness Trevor was like paying attention there.
Yeah,
because he
almost
got a shot at the ball.
He did, and before he hit the knee.
Yes.
Because what I thought is maybe he hit the knee first. He didn't.
No, that was close.
Yeah.
Like, if Trevor would have been a half more lackadaisical, that ball's out.
That's right. Yeah.
Or like small hands.
Go back and look at that.
Ball's out.
Hey, by the way, the video, we've got some so I'm wondering why this Travis Hunter video is doing well. I mean, I thought it was pretty mundane.
Yeah.
And again, Travis Hunter is Travis Hunter. Sure. Stuff goes pretty well, but it hasn't done that much yet. And some people are like, hey, how can you not love this guy? Love this guy. Love this man's humbleness.
Not a word.
Yeah, whatever. Humility, refreshing, gratitude for where he is. Future bright as the sun. Absolutely. Great catch at the right time. These questions suck, man.
I like that guy.
Who's that guy? Give him a shout.
Let's like that one.
Love the energy out there, bro. Caught a ball in a tough spot just like you needed to. What highlight catch? That was a pretty good highlight catch, man.
So most of the reaction here is positive?
Yeah, it's interesting. To sum it up, he's doing his job. Don't waste your time watching this whole thing.
Maybe, yeah.
99. That was not a highlight catch. 99% of receivers would have made that catch.
That's not true. That is not true.
I'm not sitting here and telling you it's the greatest catch in the history of the NFL, but he was up there.
He was up there.
Let me tell you this.
And he came down with it.
He might be the only guy on the Jaguars that would have caught that ball.
Well, right now, definitely.
He looks 100 times better with that haircut. He's not really doing anything out there. Imagine being interviewed for a 25-yard catch because you haven't done bleep so far.
I do think there is a little bit of that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie to you either. That was the reason I was going to let him. I think I just said this. I was going to not do the interview. But then I said, I think this is a pretty worthy moment. That was in the first half. I think we forget about plays that can change the game in the first half. They're giving up points. They're punting out of their own end zone, and they're giving up points to San Fran. They actually scored on that drive. That was the best drive of the season.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that was a big play in the game. It absolutely was. But I also think people have the right to be like, hey, bro, it's one catch, calm down. But in terms of the game flow, yes, that was a big play.
I effing hate media dudes nowadays asking these dumb questions.
Who was that? Let's talk to that guy. Let's get all these guys on the show.
Call them in.
That's so good. What was wrong with the questions, man? I didn't think the questions
Here's
were
the
that
thing,
bad.
bro. It by like the fourth one, because Because here's the thing, man, and this is the part that people aren't going to like. You didn't have anything else to ask him. Like.
No, yeah, true.
There wasn't much else going. He hasn't done much else, right? There's not much else you could say. Well, so I respect you for gassing him up, okay. But by the fourth one, I'm not going to lie, I was sitting here listening. I was like, all right, Brian, he caught it. Like, what else we got?
Well, I think I dove in. I think what caught my attention is when he said it hadn't been working in practice.
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting.
I thought that was interesting.
I thought a lot of the reaction, when you said you're getting a lot of reaction, I thought it was like negative towards Travis. So I was trying to pick it apart. And so when he said that, I was like, well, that's kind of ballsy to run that play when you haven't hit it once in practice. So I was like, maybe people are picking that part that apart. And then there's another part where he's like, it's my job to catch the ball. I was like, are people saying he's going at BTJ? Like, I was trying to figure it out. And then you're over here saying people love it. I'm like, oh.
It's a weird, not everybody loved it. It was a weird, it was kind of like a mixed reaction.
No, it was either they loved him or they hated you. There was nothing against him in that whole thing.
It's pro Travis, negative Brent, and I'm big in favor of that.
Listen, I've done a lot of bad interviews. I'm not going to lie. Like, they can do a lot of bad interviews. I really didn't think that one was bad.
Are you on drugs right now? Says Brent.
That wasn't a bad. I thought the line of questioning was fair and decent.
Yeah.
If I'm grading myself.
What's the last time you did an interview that you walked out and you were like, that was bad?
Travon Walker 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I respect you for answering that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was like, this was terrible. I think Gene Frenette's watching all this stuff, and he texted me something about what Travon said, and nothing bad. He just said something, and I was like, yeah, that was, by the way, it was a terrible line of questioning. Like, it just wasn't good. And I feel like in that moment, we were waiting on somebody else, and I was like, oh wait, we can get Travon here too. And I think
in the locker room?
In the locker room after the game.
Okay, yeah.
After that Texans win?
Yeah, it just wasn't good. Like, it wasn't.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
No,
I don't really remember it.
Again, it wasn't really like, I'm just not a. Sometimes you're just going to ask questions to ask questions, and I'm not a fan of that. And I felt like the Travon one was a little bit. I was asking questions just to ask questions.
That's fair.
And I mean, that's kind of, we do that sometimes, but it was unnecessary. We had already had like 8 people in the locker room.
Yes, it was unnecessary. I agree.
And so,
I was packing it up.
I think what I was doing was I was like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get, I was waiting on Dewey.
Yes, you were.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get Dewey, so I'm going to get Travon, and we'll see if we'll get Dewey, type of thing. But I wanted somebody who had been around a little bit for that line, for a little bit of the line of questioning. And
I didn't even listen to that interview, which is probably not a good thing because I put it up. But here was my concern. So the way, and Marcel saw it too, but the way that it was shot and where he was standing, Dewey was in the background.
Oh, you could see Dewey in the background.
Changing.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're trying to be cognizant of
I know, and Marcel did it. But, like, so when it first popped up, I was like, oh, yikes. So I was trying to figure out how I could crop it. I wasn't listening to what he was saying. But then Marcel saw it and fixed that. So, yeah, I never listened to him. I just put him up. So.
Yeah, Z. Fortner says, do my job, says that quite a bit. Yeah, he does. Listen, I mean, that's what he says. That's what Travis Hunter says. Travis Hunter's not going to give you a whole lot.
No. But to your point before you went into the interview, and people aren't going to like this part, but, like, if the Jags weren't winning, this would be a huge, massive story if it's not already. When you have guys like Ibuka doing what he's doing, and they're barely getting Travis Hunter even an opportunity.
Well, I'll give you one last quick thought on this. 2 weeks ago, it felt like everybody's like, hey, play him at corner all the time. Now they're like, play him at receiver all the time.
True.
It's really, it's a story, but when you're 3-1, it stays under the radar.
I mean, keep winning, but you lose 2 of these next 3, it might start coming up.
We got a game or something? What are we doing?
Nah, we don't.
No? We're just talking sports?
Nah, I just showed up.
Well, we got that because we got college football around the NFL still. We got Major League Baseball playoffs. We got a little Cam Little as well. Some people are starting to question Cam Little.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Playing in the wind is insane.
Why is that insane? That's the topic.
I get yeah.
We'll be back.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Travon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yankees, Red Sox in the Bronx.
Why'd you put the glasses?
You don't like the glasses today.
I mean, I get it when you're reading, but you don't
I've
have
been
to
reading a lot, but I'm not.
You don't have to read
They're
this.
not. It's not even the reading. It's more like the eyes are hurting a little.
All right,
bit.
put them on. Fine. I don't need to abuse a senior citizen if you can't see. Put them on.
When's the driving tests, Brent?
That's a great question. This guy. He's not mad at the people stopping in the merge lane because he is the merge stopper.
Yeah, right.
He's running people off the road.
Oh, yeah, I've been in the car with him. It's questionable.
Yeah, a good driver.
Yankees
Everybody thinks they're a good driver, though, don't they?
Oh,
Isn't that one of those things like everybody thinks they're a good driver?
I'd say if you ask most people, they would be like, yeah, good driver. I'm not.
You're not a good driver?
Oh, I'm not going to get in a crash, but I'm not going to sit here and like I'd be going too fast. I'd be cutting people off too close. But I ain't stopping at the merge lane, I'll tell you that. I'm not doing stupidity now. I'm going to get where I'm going, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm obeying the laws of the road.
Well, that doesn't make a good driver necessarily.
I ain't getting in no crashes. I've only been in one. It wasn't my fault.
Knock on wood. Here we go. Hope you make it home today.
See?
Jeez.
We got a baseball game in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, we do. That's cool. Major League Baseball.
Who?
1 o'clock.
Who's playing first?
Guardians, Tigers.
Oh, that's going to be good.
It's pretty wild. You got the Guardians, Tigers, and you got the Red Sox, Yankees.
That's terrible.
It's pretty wild also that Crochet's on the mound and they're an underdog. Breed Crochet, that's a good matchup.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. I hate that this is a wild card series.
Best of threes.
It's terrible. Yankees, Red Sox this early is terrible.
You know what I did not look up, guys? What is it? What's the
It's all one team.
So it's all at New York.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Maybe double check it, but
yeah, I'm going to double check.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
I think it would have to be.
Yeah. There's no
feel
off
like
day.
No off day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that makes some sense. That's the way it should be. Because other than that, it would be really weird if going back and forth.
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that Matthew Boyd is starting a playoff game in Game 1 is nuts.
He's pitching for the Cubs today?
He was one of the worst
I'm familiar.
pitchers in baseball
He
for
was.
the better part of 5 years. He might as well have been Jeremy Guthrie.
Wow.
Remember that guy?
Why on earth did Jeremy Guthrie just get a shot?
Career 6.5 ERA guy who just stuck around forever.
Randomly tough autograph, by the way. Jeremy Guthrie.
So the
you got nothing on Matthew Boyd?
I got nothing on Boyd. Okay. The Padres are interesting to me though, because I think they can be really good, but they've played just okay. And so really, that NL West played just okay for the last month and a half or so, but they're really star-studded, you know. So you wonder now, like, what if the Padres get hot?
Who's pitching for them today?
Pavetta.
Cease. I got Cease.
Which one?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Today's Tuesday. I was looking on the Wednesday one. Yeah. My bad. Pavetta's pitching.
Yeah, if you would have put even $1 on at some point in the history before the Earth explodes that Matt Boyd and Nick Pavetta would start Game 1 of playoff series ever, you'd never work again. You put $1 on that, they would have gave you $6 billion. You would have owned Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good call.
That's shocking. I'm not. Matt Boyd was terrible. Like, he'd probably even tell you. No disrespect to Pavetta. He's always been okay.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
But, like, he was great this
nice
year.
Career.
Yeah, as it turns out. But, like, on that Padres team at the beginning of the year, no one was like, Pavetta's going to start Game 1. Not a chance.
No shot.
You Darvish, sure. Cease, absolutely. Nick Pavetta. How about that?
You going to take a rooting interest case?
Interest in Padres?
In any team.
Well, not the Cubs if you're telling me Boyd's pitching. I know he's been good. But, who's pitching for Cleveland?
I'm not saying who's going to win tonight.
Williams
I'm saying who
tonight.
are you going to root for?
Williams against Scuball.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I'd probably bet on the Tigers. I thought that's what you were asking me.
No, sorry. No bets. Just.
Oh, who wins? I
Are
don't
you-
care at all.
Okay.
He's asking, are you going to take on a team? Like, do you like, I really want the Tigers to win. I want the Brewers to win.
I
want
would
the
like to see
Reds
the
to win.
Mariners win this one. I'm going to root for the Mariners. I hate everybody else in this, pretty much.
I would say I do have a good amount of Mariners stuff on eBay, so that would help business. I'm rooting for whoever I have the most stuff for on eBay currently.
That's fair.
I got some red stuff up there. Guardians a little bit. Couple Scoobles.
I'm rooting for the Red Sox.
That sucks.
And not the Yankees.
I will be rooting for the Red Sox
I'll
tonight.
tell you what, this is pretty wild for me and my sports fandom because I tell you guys over the years I don't have much of it. This is a week now. I got the Ryder Cup that gets the blood boiling, and I got Red Sox Yankees.
What are you talking about the Ryder Cup?
This is like the height of my fandom.
I was
in a
kind of
week.
dialed, Brent. I was out for the Ryder Cup a little bit.
Were you?
Yep.
Well, look,
Yep.
before we get to that real quick, I got to ask you this real quick. Who do you got? Who goes to the World Series?
Mariners, baby.
Well, that's what you're rooting for. But do you think they really got a shot?
They got a shot.
If they pitch, they absolutely do. Their offense is questionable at Raleigh, but if they pitch, yeah. I think Philly and You know what? I'll goof around and go Boston.
I would like that. I don't know if their pen's good get to Chapman.
Yeah, they got to get there. But if they,
This is why this is a good 3-game series against the Yankees.
Yeah.
So they don't have to extend it.
True.
They got a better shot.
If they win tonight, everything sets up perfect.
Perfect for them.
Who's the game 2 starter for the Red Sox? Bayo.
Yeah. He's been good this year.
Yeah.
He's got choke. Well, he's going to Rodon. Huh?
Rondon's good.
No, he's not. Carlos Rodon is not good.
Are you sure?
I don't care if he's 18-9. Never won a big game in his life.
First time for everything.
All right, I'm going to say
take the over in game 2.
I'm going to. I like that Seattle pick. I'm going to take the Tigers to come out of nowhere after this failed flopper. Oh, they got a guy that. And I like the Brewers.
Oh,
dude.
Over the Brewers. Wait, the Brewers.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it.
Do what?
I think Philly wins the World Series. So I think you're.
All right, fine, guys. We'll see.
You going to trot out Walker Buehler out there and expect to get 5 innings from him? No, I don't think so.
You pick on the what? Like, why are you just picking on everybody? Are you just on my op now? Which is fine, but I can promise you, I'm not picking the Phillies to win the World Series because of Walker Buehler.
They've got to find it. They don't have pitching.
I promise you, it has nothing to do with Walker Buehler. Why I'm picking them?
Suarez and Sanchez are not going to carry him to a World Series.
They're not going to
be.
Did
Nola just have a good outing?
Yeah, but hey, settle down.
Don't count on him in the postseason.
I'm not counting on any of their pitching to carry them to a World Series. Have you seen the lineup they run out there?
I understand.
If their pitchers can just give up 4 and their lineup meshes, they're going to win. Playoff Schwarber's different, and regular season Schwarber's great. Playoff Schwarber's a god.
Ray Turner won't get a hit.
Dude, you're just...
I think it's pretty wide open, obviously.
I get it, though, with the Phillies.
I do think it's pretty wide open.
Okay, let me explain.
It is, though.
Let me explain. I don't know what to do with myself with the Braves not being in this.
I respect that.
I've been spoiled. The Braves have been in it every year. They haven't done anything the last 2 or 3, but they've been in it. We have game 1, day 1 of playoff baseball, and the Braves are nowhere to be found. So I'm opping.
They're in Cancun.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Cancun on 3.
It's really bad.
Yeah, no, I get that. At least you're not a Mets fan, because that was bad.
That was fun.
A debacle.
That was a debacle.
And see, you're giving me kind of Astros fan vibes here a little bit, because I'm sure the Astros fans are mad today because they've been in it the last 10 years.
16 is the first time they missed since 16.
Yeah,
it's the first time they missed.
So, I mean, shut up. It's been
and
fun.
really they've been hot since even a little bit before that, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Did you see the statement Coen put out? Mets owner.
Oh,
I thought you meant Liam.
I thought you meant Liam just put something out.
What do you mean?
I was like, come on! I told you not to apologize.
No.
No. What did Steve Coen say? I believe
Steve Coen. Let's see. He was pretty much apologized, and
he better do more than apologize. I don't know what else that guy can do. He gave him all the money. He paid guys. They just didn't win.
That's true. He said, Mets fans everywhere, I owe you an apology. You did your part by showing up, supporting the team. We didn't do our part. We will do a post-mortem and figure out the obvious and less obvious reasons why the team didn't perform up to your and my standards. We all feeling raw emotions today. This was on Sunday when they lost. I know how much time and effort you have put into this team. The result is unacceptable. Your emotions tell me how much you care and continue to motivate the organization to do better. Thank you to the best fans in the world.
See, I'm sure this didn't go over well with Mets fans. I kind of respect it as a non-Met fan, not caring that they lost, because at least I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad at the owner. He went and got Soto. He spent all the money.
Spent a ton of money.
He did everything he could.
And they're keeping the manager.
It's not like, well, that's a questionable decision. It's not like they're sitting there begging the guy to spend money like the Rays have the last 20 years. He did what he could. They just didn't win, and that's not really on the owner. So,
hey, you said the Ryder Cup. Just real quick, my thought on the Ryder Cup is overall, I can't comp anything in sports to it, probably, but also the fact that I think if you really ask the American golf fan, they actually like the European team better.
I was with one of those guys.
And it's hard to admit that, right? You're not going to say that. I hated them for 72 hours.
Sure.
Those guys. I'm a big Rory fan, but I hate him. But the idea of what happened there, and also just these guys are super likable. I mean, Fleetwood and now they don't have guys that aren't likable. DeChambeau is 50-50 guy, but so is Rahm. Like Rahm to me is polarizing guy. Like I don't like Rahm, but he's a whiny whatever. Like I would say, But and DeChambeau, for me, the younger crowd loves him. I give him a lot of credit for the comeback, though.
Brett doesn't like the live guys. Let's file that in something we've never heard before.
There's more to it than that.
I know, but it's convenient that those are the two names you said.
You're right. It doesn't hurt.
I don't hear you complaining about tail hat.
Subconsciously, it probably adds to that.
Sure.
But the other guys, man, I mean, how do you not like Justin Rose and Fleetwood and Rory? And they're fun to watch. Is there anything in sports like that where you're just like, man, I'm not sitting here saying today that, man, I really like the Yankees. And Judge is a good dude. Like, I think Judge is a good dude. But I don't give a damn.
Sure.
There's no part of me that could even come to grips with rooting for the Yankees. You could actually, I think a lot of American golf fans, based on the way New York and American golf fans acted at Bethpage Black, and also just the idea, the makeup of the European team, could almost sit there and be like, good for them.
Yeah.
Really weird.
It is different. There's not going to be a good comp there because I don't think there's a scenario where like you're watching the Olympics and you're like, yeah, you know what? Good for the UK.
Yeah,
like that doesn't happen.
Good for China.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I think it's a super tough comp.
Yeah. Hamby, what was your experience like real quick? What, did you enjoy it?
Well, I was trying to, and I was watching it, but they sucked.
Well, I don't really think
Sunday,
they didn't necessarily stink. When you saw it on Saturday, Europe played golf that was just unbelievable. That's another misnomer here. I don't necessarily think the United States played poorly.
Every time I popped in, Scheffler is shanking one.
Now, they did play poorly at times. I'm just saying overall, I don't think they played. Did you see the Scheffler stat? In the first 4 sessions, he played 66 holes. The opposition was 32 under par in the 66 holes.
Wow.
That is sick. He shot 9 under in his 4-ball match with whoever and lost. In 16 holes, he shot 9 under. Wow. That ain't playing bad golf. That's just somebody else playing unbelievable golf. But anyway, sorry I interrupted you.
Well, I mean, it's like, when are you guys going to make a putt?
Yeah.
And I'm not a golfer.
They did on Sunday, finally.
Well, yeah. But
Sunday almost turned into something pretty incredible.
That was unbelievable.
I give them a lot of credit.
I do too.
I give Keegan a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
Because they showed up on Sunday.
I do too.
When they were dead and buried.
They were. I was mad at them.
And they all of a sudden started
They showed
golfing.
a little fire.
And then Shane Lowry acted like he won it individually.
Yeah,
That's Shane Lowry.
That's how they do it. He can be a little annoying to me.
Really?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
like Shane. I like Shane because I couldn't. But if there was a professional athlete I could be, it'd be Shane Lowry.
Maybe it's just the Ryder Cup.
Right, red beard,
He
fat.
really celebrates. Yeah, you gotta get away.
I could be
not
Shane
the fat
Lowry.
part. You guys are svelte and in good shape, but the red beard definitely. So did you enjoy it or no?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good sports spectacle,
He
even though
watched
you're not a golf fan.
Less than 10 minutes.
No. Probably 2 hours on Friday.
Oh, on Friday. I thought you were talking Saturday.
2 or 3 hours on Saturday.
I'm calling cap.
There were multiple TVs. Don't worry.
No cap.
Okay.
And then
Thank you for clarifying.
Maybe 20 minutes on Sunday.
I'm calling cap again. There's no way that you watch college football is your whole thing, Stadium Pulse. Like, this is why you wake up on the other days.
I wasn't in control of the remote. I was with a bunch of buddies.
Where were you at a bachelor party?
Yeah, and there was multiple TVs. We had a 4-box of college football at noon on the top, and the bottom TV stayed on the Ryder Cup the entire day.
Why wasn't was that John's bachelor party?
No. No, he's married.
Did he already get married?
Yeah.
The guy that did the thing on the show that one time?
Yeah.
He's already
That
married?
happened already?
Yeah.
Well, damn.
How'd you do? Did you do a good job as best man?
Yeah, I did it.
When was this? Was this on your 3 months off in the summer?
This was like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, okay. So
Gosh, I didn't know that happened so fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
cool.
All right.
Congratulations. Good for John.
I'll pass that along.
I think, one last one on the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
You cool? Oh, you're probably cool with this. It is a little weird hearing a golfer, and I get it. He was getting crushed. But hearing golfers say, shut the bleep up, and kind of getting away with it.
I'm with it.
And then he stuck it, by the way, to 3 feet, which was
insane.
pretty insane. But, and then the same thing with Lowry. Makes an eagle putt. He's like, bleep you. I mean, it's like, what do we do? This is golf.
Yeah, we need more of that.
But you don't see that in any sport, is my point. You can't, if you're the outfielder of the Mets.
You see it in basketball.
You're not right here.
If you do that, you're not getting crushed if you're Soto and you say that to the crowd.
If you miss the ball or catch it.
It's all about the heckling. It had nothing to do with performance.
We see it in football all the time, guys on the sideline walking off after a win, telling guys, even before the game's even over.
Say all the time.
Standing up on the bleachers.
No, I'm not with you.
This was from me to you.
Yeah.
They're closer for sure.
Guys in football will literally stand on the bleachers with a guy in the front row, and they'll scream back and forth.
Yeah, I'm not here with you.
Okay. Well,
a guy in a basketball sinks a 3 to a heckler, and he doesn't turn around and tell him to shut up.
He does not say, shut the He does not say that.
I'm not with you.
He doesn't. You cannot give me enough. You can give me examples of it. You cannot give me a lot of examples of it. And you cannot give me examples of it in golf twice in the same day.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good for golf.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
It's fine. Well,
this is why they should take your driver's license. You're too damn old.
Golf is two worlds, right? The golf is the YouTube world, which is the younger audience, which is great, but it's also the old audience too. Like there's significant separation in how they view golf.
I'll come up with examples, but we'll have to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do that. We've got got a busy afternoon. Club 904 with me, O'Brien, coming up next. And then at 2 o'clock, we debut Talent Talk. UNF Ospreys. Swoop, Casey.
That was an abrupt end to what we were doing there, but okay.
It had to be. So we're ending the show, baby. We're back at it tomorrow.
Swoop, sorry, I missed my cue. Swoop.
Talent Talk at 2 o'clock as well. And more to come throughout the day.
Don't forget about Pure Outdoor at 3.
Pure Outdoor is a popular show here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, actionsportsjacks.com. Have a good afternoon, everybody, and we'll see you on TV, CBS 47 and Fox 30 as well.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, we have what you need.
Get a Moto Guzzi Stone Corsa for just $235 a month, or a Triumph Trident for as low as $207 a month, or the popular Honda Rebel 1100 DCT starting at a low $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from all of our great brands, only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I want to play in the NFL.
That's it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass.
And they have been. We've been talking, we've been articulating.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
Content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjacks.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century.